I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Fest and State Barbecue Championship is on Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. There will be something for everyone. Craft beers from over 50 breweries, live music, outrageous food, games, plus taste barbecue from world-class barbecue teams. For tickets and more information, go to grapefestival.com. Must be 21 years of age or older to attend. The Lodi Beer Fest, where great brews meet legendary cues. Saturday, April 26th in Lodi.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Yeah, tough one for the Kings last night at the Golden One, as you know. Thanks for being with us today as we're just getting situated here, getting going. Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, last night's Celtics get the better of the Kings, 113-95. Drapes, you know. Dallas won, Phoenix won, so pretty much the whole season's hanging by a thread.
Yeah,
how are you today?
No, I'm good. We got it right where we want them, Big Dog.
There we go.
Meaningful games on March 25th. Meaningful games the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I'm good, baby. I'm feeling good. Ain't nothing going to get me down today, Whitey. I'm feeling good, baby. Even Drape's takes might just be positive. All positive.
Why not?
Takes,
Why not? Yeah.
Because there's too many negative Nellies out there, Debbie Downers. I'm frustrated with that. I'm over that. I might be positive today, man.
Good. I just saw this moments before we began our program. Frankie Cardicelli on X.
Frankie Click.
He asked that question. We've been talking about it. He asked today, or maybe it was hours ago. There's 549 votes, so this has been up there for a while. Would you prefer for Sacramento keep the draft pick or make the postseason? 78% say keep the draft pick. So I think it's just a reflection of how frustrated fans are right now.
Yeah, and fans, you know, those 7-8%. So they would rather have the number 16 overall pick or 14 overall pick, if you will, versus actual playoff or maybe potential playoff games. Think about it. What's the 14th overall pick going to get you, really? We don't know, obviously.
Right.
But is that something that you really want to mortgage a potential playoff so you can get the number 14 overall pick? And so that's clearly an unscientific poll put out by Frankie Cardicelli. And we also got to remember, most social media users are negative anyway.
You might be able to vote more than once on that.
Exactly.
So we may have to throw out the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not scientific. It ain't no 538 Nate Duncan or anybody like that.
Nate Silver?
Nate Silver. I mean,
yeah.
Ain't that so?
I know Frankie's pretty scientific, but we'll have to take a closer look at the methodology there. A little minor controversy today, not even a controversy, a point of discussion. I know some Kings fans have been wondering about why Doug didn't go to his bench sooner. To me, Drapes, it just speaks to the fact that he just felt like, you know what, they were in that game for a lot of last night, and it speaks to the desperation. He was chasing a win. Doug Christie didn't pull the starters earlier because he was hoping to win that game last night. I know they have another
He
game
means
tonight.
like going to the bench late in the game, like
Correct. Yeah.
waving the white flag.
Yeah. Some people have said, "Oh, he should have done that sooner." I don't know, maybe, but I mean, I get it. He's just desperately trying to win right now.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even want to entertain that, Whitey, because you know what happens if he does pull him. Oh, why'd you pull him so early, Doug? You know, it's like it's a can't win situation. Second guessing the coach is the oldest profession out there. That's the oldest thing out there. And so, you know, I thought it was fine. I'll just say that I thought it was fine.
Yeah, and the only reason I bring it up because I do think it provides a little window into his thinking right now. And you could debate the merits of it one way or the other, but it just, to me, it speaks to the fact that, you know, you got Domas coming back sooner than he was expected to. You also got Doug Christie leaving the starters in longer than maybe he would have. They're trying to win games right now. It is on right now.
Exactly. You're trying to win games, and, you know, he thought clearly that they were still within striking distance. And so, you know, we'll see. You know, it's I guess, you know, fans are saying first night of a back-to-back, you got to back-to-back out of OKC, give them guys some rest. And no, I'm not, you know, the coach does what the coach does. I didn't think that was a problem last night. I think it was a 17-point game or something like that. I mean, it was fine.
You know, it was a problem last night. It was Peyton Pritchard. My goodness.
He was all right, but my boy Jason Tatum, can we put some respect on? I'll get to Pritchard coming up in a minute. Because he's going to be the sixth man of the year. Shout out to him.
Tatum was all right.
But Tatum was this tone setter in that game. Those threes right before the half, like, dude, he hit back-to-back tough threes where he was just, you know, dancing with the ball and then gashed us for back-to-back threes, and he didn't even break a sweat last night. That's what's so upsetting, man. He just, you know, it was too easy for him last night.
Yeah, very easy for a Boston team that obviously is a very good team, defending champs and all that. And the Kings just didn't have the wherewithal to stop them. I know a lot of times we like to think our team, whoever team you're rooting for, you like to think they didn't play hard enough. They could have done this. They could have done that. They didn't do it. Last night, they were beaten by a vastly superior team, bottom line.
Yes. You know, and we talked about it beforehand. The Celtics know who they are.
Yeah.
They are sure of themselves. They know what to do in all situations. We don't. We're a team trying to find ourselves, trying to find our rhythm, trying to find our chemistry, our identity. And so we saw last night two teams in different leagues. We saw a championship team versus a play-in team last night.
Hate to see things like this. I mean, appreciate it on one level, but Banta the Young, pretty much done with the season. But I'm here for the drive, guys. I mean, fans are really down on this team right now, Dre.
Really?
In some ways, I'm not even sure they like the way this is all coming together. Fans are down on this player, on that player, just the whole general tone of things. There was another mini controversy today based on something Zach LaVine said last night. I just wanted to address that real quick because I know there's things going on, and there's probably things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about with, you know, Wes Wilcox. We'll talk about that. He's moving on. But Zach LaVine last night after the game said, you know, the vibe's not good right now. Well, of course he says that because they're losing games.
Right.
And then I guess Keon afterwards said, no, I think the vibe's great. And I think some people were trying to make it out into, ooh, what's going on? No, they're losing games.
Right.
There may be other things going on, but Zach LaVine's just mentioning the fact that this stinks. We got a losing streak going.
And they could be talking about two different forms of vibes.
Yes, you're right.
Zach LaVine's vibe is, yeah, this stinks. We're losing games. Keon's vibe is, yeah, we're losing, but we're still fighting. We're still together. Those vibes are still good. And so that's the sports media game that's being played out here right now. It's just, it's nasty. It's disgusting, in my opinion. And like you said, just because two guys see it entirely different or say something different doesn't mean that the team isn't together or there's different factions or anything like that.
Yeah.
They just view. Zach is talking right after a loss.
Right.
No, this sucks. Losing games sucks. The vibe's not good. Keon saying, you know, we're still here to fighting though. We haven't, you know, given up or anything like that. And so anybody that tries to make anything out of it, they're just looking for clicks out there.
Yeah, I'm sure that Zach has, well, look, we know he had something going on. We don't know what. I don't know what. I don't care. I give him, you know, a lot of empathy if he has something going on that caused him to miss a game. But he's kind of an enigma right now, Drapes. It's like you watch the games. It's like, that's not him. I'm not sure what's going on, but obviously I don't know how much of a difference it would have made last night. But right now, when the Kings have their proverbial backs against the wall, you need all hands on deck. And for Zach LaVine to be struggling for whatever reason, it's just another one of these things that makes you with this team go, oh my goodness, what happened to Zach LaVine now?
Right,
mystery.
Right. And you could tell he's not 100%, in terms of, his play as of late.
Yeah.
And real quick, I want to address something from somebody on the text line here. I got text line over here, White.
All right.
916. Love how Draper charades as a man of the people, but dismisses 78% of the fan base. Draper is a man of the organization, not the people. Well, 916, whoever you are, scared to put your name to it. Just so you know, what you see on social media isn't actual reality, isn't actual the fan base. It's people. Whitey, the number of people actually on Twitter is so infinitesimally small.
If someone were to look at that and go, wow, 78% of Kings fans say that. No, that's not really what that's
not really.
Unless Frankie, that's a nice, I'm not taking a shot
basically,
at Frankie.
it's 78% of fans who are on social media who happen to follow Frankie or see that, say that, which is a really small, no offense to Frankie, it's not about, but in terms of general Kings population and fandom, what that poll represent like not even a percent of what Kings actual fans out there.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's true though, Drapes, as you know, I mean, things are just not coming together right now. They're not going well. And then just a week ago, the Kings were 2 games over 500. And I think the Suns and Dallas were both at least a couple games under. And it looked like, well, the play-in at least is safe. And I still think they will reach the play-in. But all of a sudden, man, it's like, wow, things are starting to unravel a little bit.
Well,
here's time, and some fans are just getting discouraged.
Right, but we can't talk for weeks about the toughest schedule in the league. And then when they lose to teams that are better than them, like the Chicago game, that's the one. You win that game, you lose against Milwaukee, you lose against Boston. Going in, we sort of expected that. All the talking heads, all the social media experts, second toughest schedule in the history of the league, all this and all that. And then when they go out there and lose, it's abandoned ship. You know what I mean? And so they are where pretty much we expected them to be at the start of March.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. So losing to Boston last night, losing to Milwaukee the other night, going in, a lot of people thought they would lose those games anyway.
Yes.
So why is I don't know.
And they got a shot to get things headed in the right direction tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder, going for their 60th win, right? And we got Drapes takes when we come right back to Golden One on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Thunder. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper. As the proud sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew, Alsco Uniforms offers certified hygienically clean lab coats, scrubs, bed linens, towels, floor mats, and an array of mops tailored for your healthcare facility. Our services include convenient delivery to your doorstep. Leading the way in healthcare laundry services in Northern California, discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's alsco.com.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, you got the Drive Guys coming to you from the Golden One Center. Kings and Oklahoma City Thunder tonight as the Kings continue and wrap up one of the most difficult back-to-backs in the history of professional sports in North America.
Seriously.
That is a tough one.
Unless you got 2 games against Michael Jordan Bulls in a row, you know what I mean? A 70-win Bulls team. I can't see how much difficult this could get.
Yeah. You saw the Suns last night with that thrilling win over the Bucks.
Yep.
And then you got Dallas winning and Anthony Davis talking about, of course I was going to play. If I was healthy enough to play, of course I was going to play. It's like, wait, who is that?
Right.
Who's saying that?
Street Clothes is trying to retire that nickname, baby.
Who wrote that for him?
Oh, they gave him some talking points. Is that what you're saying out there?
Yeah. All right, right now it is time for Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
I'm going to start off right where Whitey just left off, talking about the Phoenix Suns. For the last 3 weeks around here in Sacramento, Whitey, we've been talking about strength of schedule, how tough it is, how difficult it is, second hardest schedule in the league. Oh, man, tough back-to-back. Guess what? You know who else had a tough schedule?
Phoenix,
I think. Yes. Toughest schedule in the league. Who they beat? Cleveland. Won last night as well against Milwaukee. So this is the point I'm trying to make, Sacramento. It doesn't matter about the schedule, whether it's easy or it's hard. It's about winning basketball games right now. And if you're Doug Christie and if you're the players, ain't no woe is me here. I don't care if you got OKC, as Shannon Sharp would say, KFC, UFC, it don't matter. You got to come out there and handle your business. So I'm retiring, for me, the schedule, 8th hardest schedule, 6th hardest schedule talk, because you got to win games no matter whether you're playing the best team or the worst team, Whitey.
Putting that on our band list?
Yes, band, Tankathon.com. I'm done with you, big fella. I'm done. Because for Sacramento, it's not about the opponent right now. It's about taking care of their business. Sure, you got OKC tonight. Sure, the schedule lightens up. But if we don't play like we're supposed to play, we're going to lose against Portland. We're going to lose at Washington, Orlando. Like, it doesn't matter. We need to figure out with 11 games to go, Whitey, how to best come together and play if we're talking play-in or a potential playoffs. I don't care about the damn schedule right now. Handle your business. Go out there and play. We've seen this team good enough to win at Boston. We've seen this team good enough to beat Cleveland last week. So you can't tell me we're not good enough to beat some of these teams on the schedule. Phoenix, they were laying down like dogs 2 weeks ago, but they got veterans. KD, Booker stepping up. They understand it's winning time, and now they're playing the best basketball of their season. Our guys need to do the same thing. Step up. It's winning time. No matter who's on the schedule, Whitey.
The most aggravating thing about all of it from the Kings standpoint is when they are playing well, we all see it and go, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
When it comes together, it's like, whoa.
Yes. And then Zach said the same thing yesterday. We played great at some stretches. Then others, we don't look together. And my second Drapes take has to do with Zach and Domas. I haven't seen them click yet. I haven't. To play with Domantas Sabonis, Whitey, you can't just be sitting in the corner or waiting for the ball to come to you. You got to be in constant movement. And I said this earlier on Fox 40. I was on the morning show with our boy Scott Moak and them earlier today. It's an adjustment for Zach. It's an adjustment for DeMar. It's sort of like playing with Steph Curry. Steph Curry keeps moving.
All the time.
That's how you got to be when you play with Domantas Sabonis, I think. And I think it's an adjustment that Zach, DeMar, and some of the guys are still trying to figure out. It's not a negative, not coming down. It's just going to take some time. Zach and Domantas only played like 13 games together, 14 games, something like that. And so it's going to take some time. That's one of the issues I see for Zach offensively is he's not used to playing with that kind of passing big man where the ball is in Domantas Sabonis' hands so much. He used to play with Vucevic, who's not a facilitator per se. And so these guys need more time to develop that chemistry, I think. Unfortunately, we only got 11 games left.
Yeah. Only one assist for Domas last night. The offense overall wasn't horrible. They had some bad stretches, but only one assist is a sign that, okay, things aren't working the way they're supposed to be working.
Yeah, exactly. And my next Drapes take has to do with paying attention to detail. Whitey, the young kids these days say lock in. They say lock in. At times, when I watch our guys, I don't see us locked in.
Locked out.
Yeah, I see us playing an October brand of baseball, November brand of baseball, basketball here in March. And with that, I mean, we know the scouting report on the Boston Celtics. What do they want to do, Whitey?
Oh, they want to get up and shoot threes.
Did we take away the threes last night?
Not so much.
They got the number of three-point attempts they wanted. They shot it how they wanted.
Yeah.
Your boy Peyton Pritchard got going from behind the arc. And what I saw last night was at times guys were not locked in defensively. Late rotations, falling asleep on a Peyton Pritchard. There's no way in hell Jason Tatum should be getting wide open threes. And I saw that last night. Our guys are not locked in for a full 48, fellas. And against a good team, that's going to come back to bite you. Yeah. And here's the thing about the Celtics. Once they get hitting, once they start snowballing, you can't turn them off. And that's what happened last night. Your boy Peyton Pritchard, 8 of 18, 22 points.
He had 13 threes, and the Kings only shot 24.
Right.
He shot more than half.
Exactly.
As many as the Kings.
Exactly. And that brings me to my final take. Doug says he wants them to shoot 50, 45, 40. But do we have the personnel to do that?
I heard you say that last time.
Right? And let's be honest. Like, you may want, hell, I won $1 million, but I look at my bank account and it just ain't there, Whitey.
Right.
We closed, but it ain't there. But just because you want that, do you actually have the personnel to actually do that? The Celtics, they do. That's ingrained in them. It becomes a habit. For our guys, maybe it's still too new. Maybe it's an adjustment period. But this thought of trying to get 50, it might not happen this season. It may be something where you got work in training camp, off season, preseason, because it becomes a habit. The Celtics know who they are. They know they're hunting threes. Our guys, it just doesn't seem like we know exactly who we are offensively.
You heard Zach LaVine last night. He was asked about that. Doug says he wants to take in 10 threes. He said, Bleep, I would love to do that, but I can't just go up there jacking up threes.
Right. And that's the thing. It's because what winds up happening, and I said this on yesterday's show, and it bears repeating, our guys are looking to attack to score the basketball. Celtics guys are looking to attack and make the right play. And sometimes it's shooting, sometimes it's kicking out. Just because you have an advantage doesn't mean you have to use that advantage to shoot the basketball, Whitey. Use the advantage, and that's what I see from Jason Tatum. That's why Jason Tatum, to me, is an MVP candidate, Whitey. 25 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, because he's mastered and figured out, I have an advantage on every possession. I'm going to use my advantage to open up things for other guys, and I think that's where we got to get.
Breaking down the defense.
Exactly.
So he or somebody else can take advantage of that and score.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be your shot, It can be, I'm drawing 2 to set up Keon Ellis. I'm drawing 2 to set up Keegan Murray. And so I think that's where we need to get to. If we're talking about winning basketball games, that's where we need to get to as a team right now. We're not quite right there. Jay, that'll do it for me. I'm done. My voice is hurt. Been screaming a lot lately. That's Drape's Takes is brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
So this homestand concludes with tonight's game against OKC, and then you got Portland coming in, and if you make the playoffs, that would put a nice little bow on this whole season, wouldn't it? And that's still in front of you. But fans are losing faith, but it's still there. No matter how you feel about it, that opportunity to get this team through all the drama into the postseason, it's still there. I may be the only one. Am I the only one who thinks that a winning record this year is still worth anything? 3 years in a row with a winning record. I'd like to see him do that.
That's an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment. And I agree 100% with you, Whitey. It's something to build on. It's something as an organization, you want to promote a culture of winning, a culture of trying to win. And if you're just going to tank these last 11, play for a draft pick, it doesn't make sense. And here's the thing. There's no guarantee you keep the draft pick no matter what, Whitey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no guarantee, right? It's only top 12 protected.
You could get leapfrogged by somebody behind you in the lottery.
And you get pushed down to 13, 14. And then what? What you going to do, Sacramento? You missed the playoffs and you lost your pick. That would be the worst case scenario. So I think you play as a culture, as an organization, you're playing to win games, and this season has not gone like you wanted. But I'll tell you what, if we're blowing it up, there's probably 14 or 15 other teams that should be blowing it up as well. And you can't do that. That's not that reeks of lack of competition. Like, come on now, that's not what we're about.
We'll look at today's Wes Wilcox news when we come back. Also, the Kings have slid into the not to fear tier. Why and what that means next with the Drive Guys on slided on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for this Tuesday forecast. We're looking at mostly sunny skies, not feeling much of a breeze, and afternoon temperatures could be pushing towards record heights. Plan for daytime highs in the upper 80s. Overnight, we'll see a few more clouds, dropping off to low 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. You know, I still remember the first car I ever owned. It was sweet. It was cherry red, but it didn't quite run the way that I wanted. It would make a funny sound like something like that when I was driving, and eventually I had to get rid of it. But I tell you what, I wish I knew the fine people at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton back then. You know, their service department is first class, and they accept most extended warranties no matter where you purchase your vehicle. Their service department, those technicians out there, they're super experienced, more than 224 years. Plus, they treat you fairly. The price is fair. They treat you like your family. So schedule your service today at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's just a short drive right off I-5, or of course, you can go online anytime at mbfstockton.com to schedule your service today and tell them Drape sent you.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery Hammer and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Coming to you from the Gold One Center, where the big video board right now, for some reason, I don't know if they're doing maintenance or what, it's down on the floor, and it really gives you, I just posted this on X, gives you a clear idea, Drapes, of just how big that sucker really is.
Yeah, that thing is massive.
Goodness.
Look how long it stretches, too.
Yeah.
Like the entire court, basically.
Uh-huh.
From one side to another. It doesn't look that big when it's like up there, but
yeah, it goes from like the what is that? What do they call the circle under the basket for the charge of the block? From one to the other, pretty much. Restricted area. Thank you, RJ.
Oh, RJ. Okay.
RJ.
You know a little something
Restricted
about
area.
that.
Told you I could be your analyst.
Amateurs. Yeah, thank you. Tomorrow we're going to be where RJ is quite often. RJ does a lot of stuff for the Stockton Kings. We're doing our show tomorrow from the Stockton Arena.
Yes.
Doesn't it have a name? I think it
Adventist Health.
Adventist Health Arena.
Yeah, we call it a
Yeah,
Stockton
we call it
Arena.
that, though? We call it a Stockton Arena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Some legal issues or something like that.
All right, I didn't
Stockton
say it. RJ
Arena.
told me to say it. Stockton Arena.
Stockton Arena. Yes. And Keon Ellis bobblehead night. So got to imagine the Drive Guys with Jay also will get a hook up on a Keon Ellis bobblehead.
Let's
maybe
hope so.
Give it away to a listener or something like that on the Drive.
I ain't giving mine away, just so we're clear.
You're a collector of those things. How many bobbleheads you got at home?
Way too many. Way too many.
What's your most prized bobblehead, would you say?
Oh,
like your favorite?
My daughters went to Philadelphia once and they brought me back a Benjamin Franklin bobblehead.
No way. Okay. Damn. So it's not just sports. It's
that's probably the only non-sports
right,
one in
right.
there, but yeah. Yeah, I also have one, an old ABA one. They had a guy on the Denver Nuggets named Byron Beck, and I mentioned that because I have to show you. He looks exactly like our station manager, Steve Cottingham. I have this bobblehead of this guy on the Denver Nuggets, and it's like, it's Steve Cottingham, I'm telling you.
All right.
Yeah,
I got to check that out. Yeah, post a pic or something.
Yeah, I'll have to show that to you. So anyway, we're excited about that tomorrow. And who are the Stockton Kings tangling with tomorrow?
Sioux Falls Skyforce, I believe.
Suck. I hate
right? Rivalry game.
Yeah.
Rivalry game tomorrow.
I can't stand them. So hopefully you get a chance. We'd love to see you there tomorrow. As for tonight, Kings taking on, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you make of the news that Wes Wilcox will be moving on to become the GM at the University of Utah?
That's interesting. Yeah, I heard about that today, and that's tough, man. Wes has been a long time NBA guy.
Yeah,
and now think about it. You got people leaving NBA jobs to go to college, and I'm not sure Wes's connection to Utah. I haven't looked it up, but kudos for him, man. It's a tough job, here with the Kings, and we've seen people take shots at him, and it got to be tough, and so. It's interesting. As a quick aside, too, Whitey. Never mind. I'll save it for a later Drapes Takes. That's coming up in a little bit.
Yeah.
Bonus Drapes Takes.
Yeah.
But it's is this a signal that change is coming?
Yeah, that's
with the organization.
Could be.
That's the
I know
right?
there are some people on social media again. It was like, oh, thank goodness he's gone. I don't understand that. Since Wes and Monty have been here, like you said, the Kings are working on 3 straight winning seasons. They have a lot to do with that.
Right.
And I know that things haven't gone last year and this year the way we would have liked, but at the same time, compare them to what it was like before. And I think they've both done a very good job here. I do. And I know there's a lot of people disagree, but I don't know that you're really fully paying attention, to be honest with you.
No, I agree with you. And we've talked about, where this franchise was before Wes and Monty got here versus where it is now in terms of the talent. Like, we're at the actual NBA roster. When those guys first got here, we were a glorified G League roster. We had maybe 2 or 3 pieces of an NBA roster. And so I do believe they've done a good job, sort of turning things around and restoring us to relevancy. But man, fans are harsh, man. It's like, in today's day and age, if you're not winning, you're losing. There's no middle ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no, we're building towards something, or no, it's show me the money right now. It feels like with this fan base. And I do think, honestly, if I'm being real, Wes has sort of been a scapegoat for, I don't know where this narrative is coming from, but I feel like he's taking all the shots and being a punching bag of some people, and not only with the fan base, in the media as well.
Yeah.
I
agree.
You know what I mean? And I need some concrete evidence that says Wes Wilcox did A, B, C, and D, and this is why we think of this. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I've talked to Wes, off record, on record, like all the time. Here's the thing about Wes. I'll tell you something about him behind the scenes. Wes hops on the team plane. He says hi to everybody. Walks around. Hey, hey, Kyle. Hey, Katie. We land. Hey, everybody, get home safely. Like, so this narrative that's being painted out there by some people.
He said hi to Alan Stiles, and Alan almost
Alan, right. He said, right. Alan puddled himself out there, right? It's
I'm kidding, big guy.
No, you're not kidding, bro. It almost really happened, though. But that's that. Like, so I don't see the side that people are portraying, because I've had the off the record conversations with Wes also, and nothing he said to me makes me think, oh my gosh, this guy is awful. He's a snake. Like, so I don't understand where it's coming from.
Yeah. And I'll just say this, and we can agree or disagree. And I know a lot of people disagree, but just for what it's worth, I'm not coming at this from like the company line, because he's not even going to be here anymore. And I don't know. I mean, there's indications maybe Monty won't either. I hope Monty stays. When I say I think Monty and Wes have done a good job, that's my opinion.
Right.
They may not even be. I don't even know. The organization may not even feel that way. I don't know, but that's how I feel. And I do think, to your point, I think they both get blamed for things that aren't necessarily they're doing.
Yeah, I think their misstep, if there is one, is not winning the court of public opinion, not playing the PR game properly, if you will. Amadrock brings up a good point. Drapes, this front office doesn't air its dirty laundry. Why did we have to wait so long for the post Mike Brown firing? I agree 100%. Like, you got to get out in front of that. You can't hide behind closed doors. And so if there were any missteps, it's regarding that.
Yes.
In terms of personnel, no GM is perfect. Hell, Sam Presti might be the closest thing to it. But look at Daryl Morey in Philly. They botched that organization. They're that organization. And so you're going to hit some, you're going to but that's different than the narrative that's being, whether you're good at your job or bad at your job is one thing. People are taking personal shots at Wes, and that's the thing I just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I hope this isn't an indication that there's more headed out the door, but we'll see. It does seem like we were talking to this last week with Javi, who called.
Yeah,
if things don't go well the rest of the way, there's going to be some kind of reckoning. There's going to be a lot of change. We'll talk about that when we get there. I just hope we don't rip it all down. I'm not even talking about the roster now. I'm talking about everything starting over. I think would be unfortunate, because we have seen some things accomplished over the last 3 years.
Yeah, I agree. And, and that's up to, the higher ups in the organization, obviously, to make that decision. But, one of the things you brought up a while ago, and one of the things, if I'm an owner, I want to hear is, what's your vision? What's your path? Like, what's your 5-point plan, 2-year plan, 3-year, 5-year, whatever it may be. And so if Monty has that and presents it to Vivek, okay, Vivek will make a decision accordingly. But I don't think Monty owes the fans, but I think he does owe the organization. Like, what's your vision, Monty? You ain't got to tell Kyle Draper.
It might work the other way around. It might be the organization saying, hey, GM, this is your vision.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know. It works that way too sometimes.
But from where we were to now, this is Monty's 5th year on the job. To your point, 3 of those seasons potentially could be above 500 seasons. You could argue outside of what, 99 to 2006 or whatever, with 98.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
This would be the best stretch of Kings basketball we've seen. And so, is it the best? No. Is it what fans want? No.
Does it need to be better?
Does it need to be better? Yes.
But, yeah.
But it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's actually pretty darn good, considering relative. And so, yeah, shout out to Wes. Go ahead, man. Handle your business. Go out to Utah. Wish you and your family the best. Sorry it didn't work out here long term. But, you know, the personal and negative attacks to me just isn't fair.
Right. All the best to Wes, and we'll see where things go from here. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, the Kings are now in the tier not to fear, according to Law Murray. Why does he say that? What does that mean? We'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And if you love animals, you're part of our world. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Listen for the Toyota Tahoe Report every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Johnny Mosley to get the latest weather conditions in Tahoe throughout this snow season. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been fighting.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Saw your buddy last night downstairs after the show and before the game, Cedric Maxwell.
Oh, my, that guy.
Yeah. And I told him there was a lot of green in the stands because the A's play here.
Oh, you told her I did shout that to him also.
Yeah. So I shared that with him. But, it was loud last night for Celtics fans. There were only, official crowd count was 15,855, something like that. So it wasn't quite full. There's a lot of Celtic fans in here last night.
A lot of Celtics fans and MVP chants for Tatum.
Yeah.
Let's go Celtics. And, that was a tough one. And then afterwards, Cedric came over to the post-game set and was yelling, light the beam, like he does. And so, he was so annoying yesterday.
Yeah.
So annoying.
You specifically told him not to come by.
Exactly.
He knew that.
Here's the thing, Whitey. He got to walk all the way over to the broadcast. The bus is downstairs. Just head to the bus, man. Enjoy your win. Get on the Phoenix. They got to come taunt and gloat to me, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's cool, though, sometimes, and I get it, some of the visiting media, they go in the dining area and they kind of go off by themselves. He was right in the middle of it with everybody, all Sacramento guys. Just right in I went and sat right next to him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Right.
Really nice guy.
You get an autograph or anything?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not ask for an autograph.
He tell you any bird stories or anything like that? Or?
He did not. In fact, shortly after I sat down, he left. So I'm sure that he was done. I'm sure that's all.
All right.
There was.
You didn't scare him off.
I don't think so. If you look at Lau Murray's latest power rankings, if you will, in the Athletic, he's got, his different tiers. We'll just jump right to tier 3, the bubble, which is like, not a contender, not in a good place, but on the bubble. So he's got 13, the Clippers, 14, Minnesota, and then tier 4, not the tier to fear. So only 2 teams in that bubble tier. 15, Atlanta. 16, Phoenix. 17, Chicago.
Damn, where the Kings at?
18, Orlando.
What?
19, Sacramento Kings in the tier not to fear. He says, and this is our guy, friend of the show.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
Says the season has been the transition from the Fox era to the LaVine era, as well as going from Coach Mike Brown to interim coach Doug Christie. The results have been disappointing, especially considering how good the Kings look when they put it all together, like they did last Wednesday against the visiting Cavaliers. Then they turn around and get humiliated by a vengeful Kevin Huerter the following night, spoiling LaVine's revenge game. So, yes, that is ultimately the most frustrating thing about this team. And I think Domas mentioned it last night, too. It's like there's stretches where you watch and feel like, okay, that's it. And then what happened? It went away.
Yeah, it's puzzling. It's frustrating. It's you know what it might be though, Whitey, as I sit here thinking about it. It might be when you're tested, when you're in the foxhole, when your backs are against the wall, you don't have that trust with your teammates yet. You don't have that belief, that institutional, that knowledge of each other. And so when things are early in games, flowing, nothing on the line, you're playing well. But as soon as they get tight, a la the Chicago game, a la Milwaukee, we fold because we don't have that. Like the Warriors, we've talked about the Warriors, Draymond and Steph. They've been together forever.
Yep.
And even with Clay, when he was there, like they've been in every situation together as a team, and they figured out ways to handle. We're trying to learn on the fly. We're trying to, and that's why I think getting to the postseason could be huge for this team going forward. Of course, you got to make some changes to the roster. It's not perfect. We understand that. But you're playing high-level, meaningful games with your teammates. The next time you get to the postseason, the next regular season, you start from a stronger point than what you are right now.
Do you think you could get some of those same benefits from just being in the play-in? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to, carry anybody's water. I don't think it's the same.
It's not
something.
the same.
Yeah.
It's something. Yeah, it's something. Think about it. A winner go home situation.
Mm-hmm.
You win that. You're feeling good. Then you go on the road. Who knows what? Yeah, I think it's not the same as a 7-game series, but it's more basketball. It's meaningful basketball games for the Kings.
What's interesting also about what Law Murray writes there is the transition from, as he puts it, the Fox era to the LaVine era. And you have now the Mavs and the Suns. They have their leaders. KD last night, I think Devin Booker had the big shot, but KD was 38, 8, and 5. They've won 4 straight. And AD is back for the Mavs, and I think he only had 12 last night. Right. But he's back, and he's talking about, hey, I want to play, and here we go. And the team's been so shorthanded. And I'm not sure who the Kings guy is, and it looks like it's set up for it to be Zach LaVine. And for whatever reason right now, he's not that guy.
I would disagree to this extent. I don't think it is set up
really
to be Zach LaVine. I don't think the offense we run is set up to maximize Zach LaVine. I just don't see that. Like, I don't see the organization, the coaching staff anointing Zach as the guy. I don't think it's set up to be anybody. And that might be an issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's set up to be a group of guys, DeMar, Sabonis, Malik when he comes back, Zach, and so, to your point, you're talking about Anthony Davis, the guy, Kevin Durant, the guy, and we had Chris Mullin on last week or a couple of weeks ago talking about it. Usually the locker room determines who the guy. I don't think we've approached that yet. Right now, it might be set up to be DeMar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's going to get his shot attempts.
He had 24 attempts last night. He had 10 assists, so they are running a lot through him.
So I don't think Zach's the guy. I think it might be DeMar as the guy. And we might go as far as DeMar takes us in terms of when you compare him to an AD or a Kevin Durant in terms of being a go-to guy down the stretch here.
My guess would be when they look at this plan, whatever it is right now, it's for LaVine to become that guy. And hopefully, I would think the plan is for him rest of this year and into next year and hopefully beyond. Wouldn't you guess that's their best
going
idea?
Forward.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think when you look at it, the roster right now, to me, is not built to suit around Zach LaVine. I think that's one of the decisions the organization has to make this offseason. All right, is Zach our guy? If so, how to best maximize him and what kind of players do we surround him with. I don't know if that's their guy or not. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody. Or is Domas the guy? Or is it DeMar? Like, the organization, I feel like, has to decide that and then make the adjustments necessary to put those players around that.
As we said, the Suns right now have a guy. This is, to me, it's like the dysfunction derby. These three teams that are battling for two spots. You know, Dallas, they traded Luka. People are furious there. And then Phoenix has been probably one of the most disappointing teams we've seen in a long time. And we know about all the problems the Kings have had this year. So you got these three dysfunctional teams, and they're battling for two spots. It's the dysfunction derby. And at least the Suns and the Mavs know who it is that's supposed to lead them to, if not the promised land, you know, at least the play-in land. And where the Kings, that's one of the things the Kings still seem to be sorting out.
Yeah. And that's, you know, I've said it, I'll say it again. You know, I feel like our offense is an equal opportunity offense. The teams you just mentioned, Kevin Durant, we know he's the top dog. Him and Devin, we know. Everybody else, you got to get in where you can fit in around those guys. We can't say that about anybody. We're not saying, Malik, you got to get in where you can fit in. You know, Domas, you got to get in where you could. No, it just seems like it's too many cooks and not enough, you know, servers, if you will. Like it's everybody is, like I said, the first segment or second segment during Drake's stage. Everybody is looking at their advantage to take advantage to score. They're looking to beat their man to score instead of beat their man to set up somebody else. So here's the thing. If you're going to have an equal opportunity offense, then you got to have guys that are actually going to sometimes turn down shots. Like, I feel like everybody, even Keegan, and we want him to be aggressive, he's looking for his now. And so I don't know if that's the best way to win basketball games. Right?
More on the rest of this play-in race and the NBA at large with Howard Beck from The Ringer. He joins us when we come right back to the Gold One Center. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym. Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get. Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me. I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real? Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean. And it's made a difference for you? Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom. Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves? Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KING to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KING to 321-321. That's KING to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Hey, everybody, Kyle Draper here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, sometimes you just don't want to buy brand new. I get it. I understand. Sometimes you just want to try something out, maybe go for a lease. Well, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the place for you. They have great lease offers starting at $297 a month. That's right, $297 a month. You know, for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the community. Whether you're buying, whether you're leasing, they're the ones you can trust. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and check out their fleet of leased vehicles. They have certified pre-owned vehicles as well, starting at just 3.49% on select models from 2021, 22, and 23. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Tell them your boy Drape sent you, and trust me, they'll take care of you. They're a partner you can trust. Or you can always go online at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Last night, Boston, that's fine. Bring on OKC tonight, right, Trey?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Why not?
Kings wrapping up one of the more challenging back-to-backs you'll find in the NBA tonight against the Thunder. Thunder, I believe, pursuing their 60th win of the season. With more on that, the NBA at large, nice enough to join us, a guy who works for the Ringer now, of course. He used to cover the great Kings and Lakers series way back when for the LA Times. I think he secretly was pulling for the Kings. He won't admit that, but that's what I think. Howard Beck with us. How are you today, Howard?
What's up, gentlemen? As you know, I'm never pulling for anyone, despite my Northern California ties and my UC Davis ties. LA Daily News, by the way, not the Times. But yeah, either way.
Sorry. Yeah,
all good.
LA Daily News. I apologize, Howard. I meant no disrespect.
Happens all the time.
What do you make of this 3-team race for the last 2 play-in spots in the West? It's almost like a kind of a dysfunction derby when you look at what these 3 teams have been through this year.
That's a good way of putting it. I like that. I also like alliteration. So dysfunction derby is fantastic.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because you know, the NBA, I think to its credit, created the play-in, 5 years ago. Hard to believe it's been 5 years. 4 years, really. It was 2021 when this format went in. And I think it was the right idea. I know there was some hand-wringing about it at the time, but we have now more races, right? It includes a race like this one. And yes, it's involving a few teams that are going through various levels of dysfunction and are headed for some really tough off seasons and some difficult decisions. And in the Kings' case, they already had to make some difficult decisions, and there are more to come, I think. So it's a little bit of a sad race, right? It's not the same as watching, like the Rockets, Nuggets, and Lakers and Grizzlies fight it out for 2 through 4. But I do think, and you guys tell me, for Kings fans, this is probably not the outcome you wanted, but at the same time, it's better than just sitting there watching them, try to tank and just give up on the season and play for lottery balls. So where this finally ends up with the Kings, Suns, and Mavericks, I'm not sure I care, frankly. It's weird that the Mavericks brought back Anthony Davis last night here in Brooklyn in my backyard and are deciding apparently, I guess they want to play him down the stretch when oddly that it's their best move is actually to tank and lean into it. But teams are trying. And I think from a standpoint of just competitive integrity, that's a good thing.
Hey, Howard, what's up, man? Kyle Draper here. It's interesting you bring up that point of what's up, man, of tanking or not, because actually there is a segment of the Kings population that wants this team to tank, get a lot of a draft pick this upcoming first round. What do you make of just the belief that tanking is the best way to build a champion nowadays?
It's a fraught discussion because if you look across the teams that are in contention for championships or that have won championships in recent years, you can find any number of different ways that they got there and how they got their star. And it doesn't always involve being really, really bad for, a year or 2 or 3 or whatever and getting a top pick, top 1, 2, or 3. Like, there are other ways to do this, right? Giannis was the 15th pick in the draft, and Jokic was a second-round pick. Obviously the Warriors won 4 titles without ever, having a top 2, 3 pick as a key piece. All due respect to Andrew Bogut, but there are various ways to do this, and so if it were the case that you could win, or you could guarantee yourself franchise-changing talent outside of the top 3, top 5, whatever, if teams were absolutely certain, we'll find the next Giannis at 15, or we'll find the next Donovan Mitchell, or whoever, because there's stars throughout the draft, then maybe they would stop trying to angle for ping pong balls. But that's just not the case. The fact is, as bad as teams still are at drafting, as many mistakes as are made at the top of the draft, in the middle of the draft, stars be, lasting, not because they're not stars yet, right? We don't know who's going to pop. The reality is that in the course of a season, in the course of a college season, and while you're getting ready for the draft, teams still think they have an idea of who's going to be the best player, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. And they're going to try to angle, if they're losing that year anyway, they're going to try to angle to get those guys. And that's going to lead to what we colloquially refer to as tanking. Like, there's just no getting rid of it as long as you still have a reverse order draft that is aimed at trying to help the teams that need the most help. Like, this is just the reality.
That's Howard Beck with The Ringer, and yes, formerly LA Daily News, also New York Times, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated. One of the last times we had you on, Howard, may have been the last time, you were sharing with us your voting here as we were trying to figure out whether Malik was going to get 6th Man of the Year, which of course didn't work out. But I wanted to ask you tonight with Shea here at the Gold One Center, do you think we're seeing this year's MVP tonight in Sacramento?
I think I did have Malik at the top of my ballot last year. I'm pretty sure. It's hard to remember that far back now.
It wasn't your fault. Yeah, it wasn't your fault.
Hey, not my fault. Yeah, don't blame me. Look, Shea and Jokic are both incredibly worthy candidates here. We did this exercise on The Ringer like 2 weeks ago, and 10 of us weighed in, and I was the only one who picked Shea at that moment. I was outvoted 9-1. But in the most recent, Tim Bontemps ESPN straw poll, it was like 70% in Shea's favor. And now that we're at this stage of the season, I think that was probably a month ago. Now that we're at this stage of the season, Jokic has now missed a bunch of games the last couple of weeks. The Nuggets have kind of flattened out a bit. The Thunder now have like just a massive lead on them. 13 more wins. I feel like it's all going in Shea's direction at this point. And that's still where I would lean. I try not to prejudge. You want to, straw polls notwithstanding, you try to wait until the full 82 games are done or pretty close to it. We don't even have ballots in our hands yet. And, you make a fair assessment then. But yeah, I mean, I have always believed that the wins matter, that MVP is meaningless if we're giving it to guys who are on like a 45-win team or a 40-win team or a 35-win team. It's not just about how awesome you were and how great your stats were. It's about the totality of your contributions and how it helped your team win. And what Shea has done, and you can argue about supporting cast and all these other things, I get it. But the Thunder are far and away the best team in the Western Conference, and one of the best teams in the league, obviously, and Shea is the primary reason. And he's got, the individual stats to back it up too. So I feel like that's still where my head is, but I'll consider all considerations and arguments and everything else when we get to it in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Howard, we got word that Wes Wilcox is going to take over the GM job with the University of Utah, overseeing their basketball program. What do you make of Wes, an assistant GM in the NBA, deciding to go to the college ranks? And we're starting to see that a little bit more, NBA guys go to college.
Yeah, really interesting when I saw that. My old New York Times pal, Pete Thamel, now at ESPN, I think wrote that story earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, I've known Wes since he was an advanced scout, way back when he was first starting out and I was still early in my career. And super smart guy. And I think, I don't know enough about how these general manager jobs are working at the college level to be able to say anything about what that means for them. or for him as a career move. I can just say that, I do think it's a loss for the Kings, and to an extent, a loss for the NBA's talent pool too. Like, Wes has been doing this a while, and I think he's incredibly sharp and will be great for that program, even if I couldn't tell you exactly what that job is, because I do not cover college or NIL. But it sounds like there's a lot that now translates with the NIL system, and having essentially a salary cap of sorts, and having to figure out how to manage all that. It seems like there's plenty that will translate there. So congrats to Wes.
Howard Beck with us. And Howard, of course, your job at the Ringer does entail you writing about what's going on in the NBA. And your latest post is about this Boston Celtics sale and what's ahead there before that is all finalized. Celtics were just here last night. How long can the Celtics keep this roster together, given how expensive it is and the new restraints or constraints, I should say, of the CBA?
Yeah, I mean, their payroll next season, counting luxury taxes, could be $450, even $500 million, depending on how things break, and just staggering, right?
Yeah.
This is what the NBA wants. They want you to have to make tough decisions. They want you, if you are fortunate enough or smart enough to have accumulated a ton of high-level talent, the NBA would prefer that you share that talent with the rest of the league. They do not want any one team or a couple of teams hoarding talent. I bring this up all the time because I'm one of the 5 people who still remember this. But after during the 2011 lockout, David Stern used to talk about player sharing, like this Orwellian term that he'd come up with, player sharing. And the idea was we want talent to be kind of distributed across the league. And then what we saw was, even after that CBA and after that lockout, the Warriors and the Clippers in particular were willing to spend, an extra $100 million, $200 million, whatever, for the sake of keeping all the talent that they drafted and the talent that they had acquired through other means. And they were not going to shed talent. They were not going to share talent. They were going to keep it for themselves. And so in the last CBA, the most recent one, the NBA then came up with the second apron, which, now it's not just luxury taxes. Now it's, you're losing the ability to make trades, and you're losing future draft picks potentially. Point being, it's going to be really hard for the Celtics and their new owner. He hasn't been, obviously approved yet. That takes months. But assuming that Mr. Chisholm takes over the team, the first thing he has to do is figure out how willing he is to keep deficit spending effectively, to keep them as a contender. That's going to be tough. Like whether it was him or still with Grossbeck's group, someone was going to have very difficult decisions to make in the next few years. And that may mean losing a Derek White or somebody else along the way. I assume they'll keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but that really great starting 5 or that top 7 or whatever, I don't think is going to be together for multiple years.
Well, if you're an NBA fan, you know that you should be following Howard Beck on X. And
Nope. Follow Howard Beck on Blue Sky exclusively.
Really?
He's a Blue Sky guy. Yeah, I got you, Howard. I got your back, big fella.
I appreciate you.
Right,
I'm no longer posting on that other platform, at least not NBA stuff. But you can find all my NBA stuff at Blue Sky. I occasionally post on Instagram too, but mostly Blue Sky.
Okay, thank you, and thank you, Kyle Draper, for pointing that out. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Howard, for your time. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.
All right, Howard.
When we come back, what about ranking this season? This is 40 years of NBA basketball in Sacramento. Where are we starting to think about ranking this season? Although we still got some pizza left in the box. We'll dive into that when we come right back to the Gold One Center. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
JCPenney makes spring fashion look so easy. Throw on something light, bright, and extra comfy. Mix and match new arrivals from your fave brands and create affordable outfits with ease, like the perfect St. John's Bay polo paired with chinos, or a simple sweater and denim combo from A&A. Get that Liz Claiborne handbag you love, plus those cute sandals to match. For warmer nights, pick out cool, lightweight sleep sets from Umbriel. Come shop, bring the fam, and start chasing those spring vibes now. JCPenney, make it count.
Perfect. Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Tonight, Kings and Thunder. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Choose Syntec full synthetic motor oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
40 seasons of Kings basketball here in Sacramento. This is the 40th season. This could end up being one of the most disappointing seasons in Kings history. But there's still the avenue to make it a playoff season. And there've only been, 10 of those? Just like 25% of the time the Kings actually get into the postseason. So it's still all out there. There's just no getting around the fact that right now, I think if you took the temperature of the fan base, fans are disgruntled and a little disillusioned and frustrated, Drapes. There's no way around that.
No, exactly. And that's what comes with expectations. I get it, especially, because we got to be honest, the team has underachieved this year. From the opening tip, first game, this team has underachieved. And that's the frustrating part, from a fan base standpoint. I get that. Relative, when you look at the 40 years, you look at record-wise, it's not that bad. But in terms of where we thought we were to where we are now, it's disappointing.
Yeah, I would have to think, and I wasn't here then, but the second year the Kings were in town, the first year they'd made the playoffs. first year in town, they made the playoffs, lost to Akeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. Then they didn't make the playoffs again for a long time. So I'm sure right after that had to be a little like, wow, I thought this was a good team that came here. Gary St. Jean's team that lost to the Sonics in the first round, and then the next year collapsed. That had to be disappointing. But this year, last year was a letdown after the Beam Team year. This year has just been a continuation of that. And it's just interesting because here we are 40 years in, and this whole thing could be at a kind of an inflection point where we still have to see what happens the rest of this year. But this offseason, there's a number of ways they could go.
Yeah, and the thing is, people thought Beam Team year, we were building something. And to see it fall apart so quickly, like the Beam Team didn't even get a real run at it. It was like a 1 year flash in the pan. And I think that upsets some people. That's makes it kind of frustrating. And even coming into this season, last season was so disappointing. We signed DeMar. The vibes seemed to be high going in. And right from the jump, we underachieved. Then Doug Christie gets the job. We go on a 7-game winning streak. Okay. Then we trade De'Aaron Fox. Then it's just Kings fans, over the last few years have been so high and so excited only to get the covers snatched from under them.
Yeah.
And they come crashing down. And so I get the frustration. I get, being upset about it. It's like, think about it like this. And I wasn't around, Whitey, but in terms of emotionally, when we missed the playoffs for 16 straight years, our emotion wasn't as tied into what the team is doing as of now, what I would imagine. Like, for instance, my first 2 years here, when we didn't make the playoffs, I didn't sense disappointment. I sensed resignation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know we're not good. We know we're not. But these last 2 years, wildly disappointing. Hugely disappointing.
Yeah, and I think some of that is just natural. Some of it is because the Kings wandered in the desert for so long, and then when they had the Weber team and the Vlade team, they were in the playoffs 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
Now, you look back on that, it looks probably better than it was because those last few years it was starting to decline. So yeah, they were in the playoffs, but people were already feeling like they're not as good as they were. But I think people thought, hey, once the Kings get back to the playoffs like they did in the Beam Team year, okay, then we'll have a run again.
Yeah.
We'll be in the playoffs for a while again, and could be in the playoffs this year. But I think there was disappointment there. Like even last year's like, wait, I thought they were getting better again. Mm-hmm. Now they're back to going the wrong way. But if they have a winning record this year, that's 3 years in a row with a winning record.
Yep.
Some people on the chat have gone, oh, big deal. That's really nothing special. But in the Kings' big picture, it does stand out. If they achieve that, it's rare that they've been able to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. How many? 9 times, something like that. 10 times, maybe. That they've been able to be 500 or better. It is. And some people will say, "Well, that just shows you how bad the organization's."
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But the fact still does remain. I think when you look at these final 11 games, I'm gonna be all in and hope for the best. But I also, as an organization, want to see, all right, who are the players that we are building around? Are we running it back? Do we believe in this core, in this group? And I think, every organization should do that, mind you, after the season.
Right.
That's just, doing your due diligence. Celtics, I always bring them up because I'm so familiar with them. They believe they had something in Tatum and Brown, and they kept changing the chemistry around them until they got it right. Does the organization believe they have the core, whether it's Domas, Zach, DeMar, Keegan, and they just need tweaks around it? I think that's something they have to address and think about this offseason.
Yeah, that's a huge question. Do you have your foundational pieces here?
Right.
Yesterday, we went back and forth on this a little bit. I think you have some pieces here that you could build with, but I think we agree that's different than having your foundational pieces that you build on. And I don't know if you have those guys here. The other thing, and I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, with Wes leaving, that would suggest that perhaps, there will be other changes in the front office. I'm on record as saying I hope there aren't, but if there are, then I mean, what does that do to the whole issue of whether Doug Christie is the coach?
Right.
Or if you bring in another general manager.
Right. That's the thing. That's where it could get ugly. It's like, think about it. If you're a new GM, if we get to that point, the first thing you're told is, "Oh, we already got your head coach." Like, it's all to a kind of a rocky start already. So
remember how it seemed like, all right, finally you've got some synchronicity here.
Yeah.
When Monty could pick his own coach.
Yeah. He picked Mike. And then the contracts synced up.
Yes.
Too. It was like, okay, we got some stability, because that's what we've been begging for here in Sacramento. And so now it's going to be wild this offseason, man. It could go a number of different ways.
Yeah. So that's where it is 40 years in. And it's sad to me to see that people have lost the enthusiasm. You could see it last night, but some of it's just being a realist about it. The way this team's playing, I think there's a stretch there where we could say, well, you can't be surprised if they lose. You can't be surprised if they win. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think right now, like tonight, they win, it'll be a surprise. Yeah, they could win,
right.
But it's not like, oh, it could go either way. It would be a big surprise if they win tonight.
Yeah,
That's the way things have been going.
Right. It was a big surprise that they beat Cleveland.
Yes.
Big surprise that they won at Boston. And so these are games that, on paper, a lot of people are counting you out. I haven't even looked at the Vegas line for tonight. I will say this, because I think you started the show off by talking about, who will the Thunder actually suit up tonight against our Sacramento Kings. Here's what we know. Hartenstein is available. Chet Holmgren, questionable. Cason Wallace, questionable. Aaron Wiggins, questionable. And J-Dub, Jalen Williams, questionable.
Okay.
And so I don't know, if they'll play or not. I wish Shea was questionable too. Right? Why can't we throw him on the list too? But this Thunder team might be a little banged up today.
Yeah. What about Malik Monk? That's what the Kings need.
Questionable.
Monk.
Him and Devin Carter both questionable, which we saw yesterday. So both guys were out. So
I think that's one reason why Zach LaVine was on the ball so much last night. The Kings are really short-handed in the backcourt, and we've talked about this. I do think he's much better suited playing off the ball. But last night they didn't have a lot of choice.
Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's to me, he's more suited being the focal point of the offense. Whitey, if we were to do an exercise.
But you don't have to be on the ball to be the focal
right,
point.
Exactly. I'm talking running plays for him.
Yeah.
He coming off screens and movement or whatever. And maybe we could do this exercise at some point. In terms of the focal point of the offense, if we were to break it up into a pie or some sort of percentage, where would we rank Zach, DeMar, Domas, Malik? And I would love to know how the percentages look. And should it be that way?
Mm-hmm.
Should Zach get 20, DeMar get 30, Malik 18? Like, should it be that way? Or should Zach get 40? DeMar get 20, and then everybody else. I would love to know how people view our offensive starting five.
All right, we'll do that when we come back as we attempt to solve the mystery of Zach LaVine with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, it's Ram Truck Month. The sales event's going on right now, and I know that means heavy discounts.
It's not just a discount. It's big discounts on hard-to-find Ram heavy duties. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. When you need a hard-to-find truck, Hoblet has it, with over 500 new Rams available.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet always ranks as one of the biggest and best Ram dealers in all of America.
And we are proud of that. But we don't just sell Rams. You have to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles available and 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,000 total net savings after $71.29 factory rebates and $88.71 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders and $66.29 West BC standalone 10% below MSRP. 5 vehicles with this net savings. Sample VIN 316786. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
Tonight, Kings and Thunder. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Super Center.
Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all-in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Super Center. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing. See some of the others.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The word "for" has been used in golf for centuries, and its origins can be traced to the Middle Ages. According to historians, the word "for" is derived from the Old English word meaning before or in front of. In those days, the term was used to warn people of incoming arrows during archery practice. Another theory suggests that "for" has military connections. During the 19th century, artillery officers would yell "for" to warn their troops of incoming shells. This practice may have carried over to golf. The most popular theory, however, is that "for" has Scottish roots. In Scotland, "forecaddy" was used to describe a person who walked ahead of the golfers to spot where their ball landed. The forecaddy would then yell "for" to warn the golfers if their ball was heading towards another golfer or a spectator. Today, "for" is used to warn golfers or spectators of an errant shot. Whether it's derived from the Middle Ages, military practice, or Scottish roots, "for" has become an integral part of the game of golf, and now you know why. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigiOJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at PrestigiOJewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Well, here we go. Earlier, Drapes, we were talking about this dialogue on social media about why the Kings had starters in so late last night. Just strolling through X here. 18 hours ago from Carmichael Dave. Someone help me. Why, with 3:40 left and down 22, are the starters still on the floor? I believe some other good team is here in about 22 hours. What are we doing? So it's Carmichael Dave who started that narrative last night.
You're trying to lull me into some.
Honestly, just saw that.
That's a fan tweeting something. You know, I'm not going to get into that. That's his opinion. Why would I? You know, good for you, Carmichael Dave. Like
I would guess part of it is, this team hasn't had a training camp. Some of it's like
get some more minutes together. Right?
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah. Anyway, there are no easy answers for the Kings right now as they continue to try to keep their heads above water in the play-in tournament with all of a sudden the Phoenix Suns are feeling good about themselves. They won 4 in a row. And this new fiery Anthony Davis, like, climb on my back.
Yeah.
And I'll lead us to the semi-promised land. I want to play. If there's a game, I want to play.
Kings got to start winning some damn basketball games.
Yes.
That's all we know. Like, think about it. Our last game is against Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
That could be massive, but it's not going to be massive if we don't start winning now.
Right.
You know what I mean? We might be too far back if we keep this up.
That's the whole thing about these vibes issues. What are the vibes bad? You win a few games, the vibes going to be great. Grapes.
Right. On a nice little 3-game winning streak.
Oh,
now
man.
we're feeling good, feeling better again.
Yes, that'll do wonders for the vibes around here. But tonight, let's face it, another tough one against a really good team. Shea gets the line a lot. How do you stop him? As a team, they don't get the line, but he gets the line.
That's what I was going to say. We looked up the numbers last week. I ain't worried about Shea getting to the free throw line. I'm not worried about that. Like, you know what? So what? He only gets the line eight or 9 times a game, right? It's not like he's Shaq or Will, getting to the line 20 times. You just gotta. I guarantee, defend without fouling is a mantra that's being was mentioned earlier today when the team got together or get together when they get here. Defend without fouling. Got to defend the others, the 3-ball with the others. And that's what makes them so difficult. Shea is the number 1 guy in terms of drives to the basket. So he puts so much pressure on you going downhill. That opens it up for the shooters. And so how do you defend that? How do you pick your poison? This is a guy that could go off for 50 just like that. And so I don't know what their defensive game plan is going to be tonight, but I know OKC is all sorts of matchup problems.
We are trying to solve the mystery of Zach LaVine. And again, I know a big part of this could be whatever he's got going on that caused him to miss a game, and bless him, whatever the heck it is. I hope he's getting that resolved, and I hope that works out for him in a favorable manner. And that's more important than basketball. But there is an issue here of why isn't he playing better? So Drapes suggested we figure out like pie chart style.
Oh, yeah.
How would we like this offense to be divvied up, if you will? You said something really interesting earlier, Drapes, when we were talking about the Kings offense compared to Boston. And you said the Kings, it's like pass, and then the next guy gets the ball, and he's looking for a shot.
Yeah.
Whereas you said the Celtics are more looking for a weakness in the defense that they can exploit, whether that's a drive and then kick or that's a really interesting point, because this offense is not producing very good shots right now.
Right. And that's the thing. It's not only an offensive like play calling system, it's also a player issue. Like the Celtics, their group, they've been in it for a few years. They understand, they know, they trust each other out there. Allen Iverson was one of my favorite players. Love AI. Still to this day, one of my favorite players. But I felt like his issue later in his career was that he felt the best way to help the team was score the basketball. Like, if we're down 20, all right, I got to take over and score. Well, sometimes it might be drawing the double and kicking out. And I feel like that's what our team needs as well, is, the best way to win might not always be going out there and scoring 30. It could be scoring 15, dishing out 12, 13 assists, playing great defense. There's different ways that guys can contribute. And so I think, if we're doing the pie, it's everybody is taking 20%. Our top fives are, and Keon's getting in where he can fit in. And so I just think it needs to be a little bit more defined and understanding of where this offense is.
Well, against the backdrop of that, looking at last night, one of the things that stands out is that DeMar DeRozan took 24 shots and Zach LaVine had 16. And then there was quite a drop off after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm not too upset about that last night, 24-16. I'm thinking when Malik comes back, how does Malik get 15 shots out of that? You know what I mean?
Where do those
shots come from? When you're down Malik, I would imagine Zach and DeMar should be our go-to scoring options without a doubt. When Malik comes back, is it the same? Now, does Malik need 13, 14 shots? And so that's what I'm, how would you break it up, Whitey? If Malik is there, if we were doing percentages, how much does Domas get in terms of shot attempts?
I would show them, as you just explained how in some of their best offensive games this year, it's been a pretty democratic shot distribution. And I would show them that like when our offense is humming, there's plenty for everybody. And if we could be mindful of that going forward. By the way, the first thing I would do is say, Domas, when you dribble down the court and you jump up the air and do that little skip, it accomplishes nothing. You don't accomplish anything.
That skip.
You cannot
You've been saying
anything.
that for 2 seasons now about that skip.
When you're in the air with your skip, if I'm guarding you, it's like, I just got to wait for him to come down. He can't hurt me doing his little skip. Just jump, stop, or but don't just jump in the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, that drives me crazy. That's the first thing I do. But I noticed something last night. I think you tell me, did I imagine it or did you see it too? We had talked about how, the offense had gotten so ISO heavy in the previous game. There was a lot of isolation plays for DeMar down the stretch. Last night, DeMar, you look at the numbers, he had plenty of touches, but whatever he decided to do, he was deciding it quicker.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
To me, it wasn't a matter of him getting it and holding it on the, elbow extended. And he had his 10 assists and 24 shots. But to me, it looked like he was just trying to make sure he kept the offense moving by making his decisions quicker.
I didn't notice that. Not saying it didn't happen, but watching that, I didn't notice. That would be great.
Yeah.
Right? That would be great. And, I do feel like it's been an issue at times. DeMar sort of holding it, trying to size up the defense, trying to figure out what way to attack it. And, if he's doing that, if he's moving the ball, I think that's going to help our offense.
Yeah, because sometimes just the defense gets set in more when you're just holding it. So anyway, we'll see going forward if there's any more of that. So we agree that ideally you've got a really democratic shot distribution. I know when Jay and I, talked to Coach Christie, he talked about that and he said how much he likes that. But it's not always there.
Yeah.
So how do you ensure that?
No, that's a great question.
Is that on the point guard primarily, whoever you're running the offense through?
To ensure that it's
to try to make sure that everyone's getting theirs? Is it?
Yeah, but
coaches?
we don't have that though. We don't have that. And so I think in our instance, it's on the coaches, because the problem is when you aren't calling plays, and every coach does this, like nobody micromanages the game. You're not calling plays 100% of the time.
Of course.
We understand that. But with our team, the lack of plays leads to sort of chaos and
don't tell Coach Chris.
No, Doug's my guys. And like I said, he calls plays.
Yeah, I know.
But when he doesn't, I feel like that's where we get in trouble. And I'm gonna look up some numbers here. Look at the shot distribution chart since Zach came, and see how many attempts he's getting. Malik, DeMar, DeMontis.
Does Keon need more shots? Because he's shooting the ball really well. It's also possible that more isn't better necessarily.
Whitey, you're trying to get me in trouble here. You're trying, because I believe what I'm seeing with Keon is, sure, it's like, yeah, you're getting your points, but all right, now it's our turn. You know what I mean? It's 18 points first half the other night, only 2 in the second half. Like, it's like, do they value Keon as a scorer when it matters the most? A la Derek White, Drew Holiday, so like, and that goes back to our point. Sometimes it's on our best players to make the pass so that Keon does get a good look.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so, and I feel like that's what the team we played last night, that's what they do. Peyton Pritchard ain't just calling his number. They're not just running plays from Peyton freaking Pritchard. No, Tatum is drawing 2 and kicking, and Peyton Pritchard is making you pay. Same thing with Derek White. That's what our guys, I feel like, that is.
Yeah, more in the Kings shot pie chart when we come back. Also, looking at the A's getting ready to start their season here. It's a turf job, but somebody's got to do it. That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Thunder. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But regular you knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and regular you really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper's been playing hardwood detective, trying to find some answers to some of the questions that have puzzled us as Kings fans to what's ailing the Kings. What have you found, detective?
Well, just doing some digging because, I've been saying it's an equal opportunity offense, maybe not a pecking order, if you will, offensively. And since Zach came here to Sacramento, I wanted to see the shot distribution. Who was getting shots? Is Zach getting enough? DeMar leads the way with 17.1. Honestly, that's not a whole lot. It's not like 19, 20, 22.
Right.
Fine with that.
Like last night he had 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second on the team in field goal attempts since Zach got here, Malik Monk at 15.5. Zach is right behind him with 15.3. So when we talked about earlier, Whitey, who's the guy, whose team, I tell you what, I look at the Phoenix Suns and their shots. Kevin Durant ain't third. I guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Celtics. Tatum ain't third. I look at any of the so-called who's the guy.
Right.
They're not third in terms of shot attempts. So at this point, the Kings aren't using Zach LaVine as the guy.
Isn't that number even down a little bit from what he was in Chicago?
Yes.
He
was at
17,
17, like 17, right around 17.
Uh-huh.
So he's taken fewer shots than he did here in Chicago. And those numbers obviously have gone down, especially recently.
Right.
Yeah, because he hasn't shot as much recently. But to me, this is an issue. To me, your star players, and I know I'm talking about shots, but they got to make the decisions. The ball needs to be in their hand. And I'm going to do it even go a little deeper here and look at some advanced numbers.
Oh, here we
go. Usage. How about that? Since Zach LaVine got here, his first game, Whitey, was February 5th. It was here against Orlando. and usage numbers. Now, you would think your star players got highest usage.
Yeah,
right?
without looking up anything, I would think that since De'Aaron Fox was traded, that DeRozan's usage numbers have skyrocketed.
25.1%. And so usage basically means the person who is sort of responsible for the final outcome of the possession.
Yeah.
Basically, whether it's a shot, a pass, whatever, a turnover, all that counts. So DeMar 25.1, Malik 24, Zach LaVine 22.9. After that, Domas 20.2. Even JV is at 20.1. So basically, our top guy, if we're saying it's Zach LaVine, is only involved in 22% of the decision-making plays.
So does everybody think Zach LaVine should be the top guy except DeMar DeRozan?
I think DeMar, and maybe it should be DeMar, though. Like, I'm not arguing that. But the notion that Zach, and I need to look at the numbers prior to him getting here in Chicago, when he was in Chicago. I'm really interested to see what his numbers were to first half of the season. But Zach has said he's used to having the ball in his hands. I guarantee in Chicago, he was not third in usage or third in shot attempts. And so what I'm saying is, it's clear the offense is not together yet and optimized just yet. And so sort of the narrative, Zach got to go, he needs to come off the bench and all that. Well, he's not even being put in his best possible position that he's used to right now.
And I think that's the answer to the puzzle, is because everyone wants him to shoot more. Everyone says, and you can see the way they're playing, it's not like they're freezing him out or anything, but he's just not getting the shots that he's comfortable with. The offense isn't producing those shots, or he doesn't want to take them for whatever reason.
Yeah, and he has passed up some shots.
Yeah.
Clearly. But I think it's almost sort of an unsure of what you're supposed to do in that situation when it comes to Zach. I'm trying to be the good teammate. I'm trying to feed others, help others out.
Yeah.
And we said it yesterday. Sometimes it's okay to be selfish.
There was a flurry in the fourth quarter last night, right?
Right.
A little bit of it.
Right, exactly. And Doug has said before, I forget which game it was. Maybe it was the Milwaukee game or Chicago. It might have been Chicago, where Doug said, we got to get aggressive Zach early on.
Right.
And we haven't seen that yet. We have not seen that yet.
It seems like he's trying really hard to play that way, but he's not doing it. He wants to do it, but it seems like he's not able to find that aggressive gear that he had when he had the monster game right here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Whitey.
Doesn't
frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating because I'm watching last night's game. I was on pre and post, so I got to watch it a little closer in terms of seeing, off ball stuff. And he is in the corner a lot. I do feel like when I watch him, at times he doesn't know, should I cut here? Like there was one possession late in the game in the fourth or maybe even the third where two or three guys were all kind of bunched up at the elbow.
Bad spacing. Yeah, we call that bad spacing.
It was bad spacing. It was like, man, guys weren't sure where to be. And so I think that's an issue right now.
It's really important. I know last night I heard the G-Man talking about how, I think it was a late fourth quarter, and Zach LaVine hadn't taken many shots. And the G-Man says, game against Boston, you need Zach LaVine to take more shots than that. So everybody knows it. You know that he knows it. And I don't know where the answer lies.
Right.
I think it's with him.
It does. And Zach, yes, I agree with you. He has to be more aggressive. But I also look at it, Whitey, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Our offense isn't generating open shots.
It's not.
Like we just aren't getting easy looks at the basket. We're getting shots.
Don't expect a lot tonight.
Right. Not against this defense. And it seems like teams are taking us out. Even last night against Boston, like 19 in the fourth quarter, when the game, you try to make a comeback. That's not going to cut it. And so what is it about our offense where we're not generating good enough open looks? And it's on the players, but it's also on the coaches too.
Yeah, it's kind of again a work in progress, but it's not where it needs to be. And it's just me wondering, with some upheaval with the coaching staff, I wonder if Doug Christie's getting the help that a lot of coaches are getting from the staff, especially when you have a coach who hasn't been a head coach before. And that's not an excuse, but I wonder about that sometimes. I don't know.
Play that again. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I just wonder if he's getting as much help as a rookie coach should be getting from his staff when you've got people leaving. I mean, literally, you have, you know, Luke Laux is not there anymore. And typically, and I think you made the point yesterday, when you have a guy who's never been a head coach before, you'd sure love to have somebody next to him who has been a head coach.
Yeah, and I brought up the Lakers situation yesterday. When you look at their coaching staff, obviously you got J.J. Redick, new, but you also got Scott Brooks, longtime coach, been around there for a while. You also have Nate McMillan, longtime NBA coach. You got who else? Our girl Lindsey Harding, Bob Byer, Greg St. Jean is on the squad or coaching staff. But you got two guys with lengthy head coaching experience. You know, when Mike Brown was the coach, you had Jay Triano, you had Doug out there. Like, you had a nice little staff. Mike leaves, Luke Lauk leaves. You know, now you're relying on Jay Triano, Jawad, and some of the other guys. I think with a rookie coach, I do think it's imperative you have solid veteran head coaches.
To me, it's very telling that last night after the game, somebody, Matt George, I think, posted this. I'm not sure whether he asked the question, but someone asked Zach LaVine about, hey, Doug says he'd like you to be taking 10 threes a game. And Zach LaVine says, you know, oh, bleep, I'd love to do that, but I can't just be jacking up shots.
Yeah.
Which is fair. But you know, Drapes, you can think, you could rattle off the top of your head 5 to 10 guys that have played in the NBA like that, who, you know, if you said we need 10 threes again, all right,
you got getting them up. Yeah, I'm cooking.
I don't care. You got it. I'll give you 15, right? So it just speaks to where he is. His mindset right now is just not feeling like he's empowered to do that in this offense, and it's a problem.
Yeah, but he's not a selfish guy. I don't think.
I know that
he's not, and I do think, you know, to an extent, coaches got to put him in a position to be the aggressive guy. And so that's why I go back to our equal opportunity offense. You know, we're running it through Domas a lot last night, running it through DeMar a lot last night. Zach shouldn't be third in usage. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be third in shot attempts on this team. This guy makes more than he makes the most money out of anybody. He's a former All-Star. We're talking. This guy averaged 24 points per game coming into this season. Like, he shouldn't be the third option, I don't think.
He has a chance here to be, maybe he doesn't want to be, but the face of this franchise.
He really does. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I talked about, you know, if from an organizational standpoint, identify who are we building around. Is it Zach this offseason? Well, get the system, the players to complement him and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got traded for De'Aaron freaking Fox.
Right.
The face of the franchise.
Right.
You ain't no role player, big fella. You ain't come here.
Great year, too.
Exactly.
And we've seen glimpses of it here. Again, it gets back to the most frustrating thing with the Kings this year. We've seen flashes of it all come together. When we come back,
we got some breaking news.
Oh, we got breaking news right now?
Out of the NFL.
Oh.
Let's roll it, Jay.
Breaking news sound.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Adam Schefter reporting the Giants, the NFL football Giants, have agreed to a deal with Russell Wilson. Ooh. We thought it might be Aaron Rodgers, maybe. Russell Wilson. That opens things up in Pittsburgh for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
I would
it
imagine.
does. Yeah.
So Russell Wilson to the Giants on a 1-year deal worth up to $21 million.
All right. When we come back, I'll tell you what I was afraid you were going to tell us.
All right.
Yeah. Also, we'll look at why NBA teams tank by the numbers. Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body?
Dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Easy there. There's a better way to NBA with the NBA app.
Wait, really?
Follow your favorite teams and the league's brightest stars. Be on the ball with real-time stats and scores.
Yeah?
And go behind all the drama with new docs and shows.
Are you kidding?
Catch every swish, dunk, and bucket. All of this, all in one place, all for free.
Thank you.
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm cursing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Something amazing is happening when power outages strike. Teams are powering through them. That's because CDW Solutions architects are building more resilient IT and electrical infrastructures with Schneider Electric. With EcoCare remote monitoring services and 24/7 support, your organization can do more than keep the lights on. Schneider Electric and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Schneider Electric.
We were the Humane Society of the United States. 70 years of fighting for animals. Today, we are called Humane World for Animals, a name that reflects our unstoppable commitment to end animal cruelty globally. Humane World for Animals, the end of animal cruelty.
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. I think we just figured out what's one of the big problems with the Kings offensively. Zach LaVine's just got to let it fly, Drapes.
Got to get him up.
Let it fly.
Got to get him up. Yeah, I agree. He definitely needs to be more aggressive and look for his shot, but also look to get downhill and create too. Like, when you drive, it's not always to shoot the ball. Create for others. I want to see that from him too.
Not every basketball player is as unselfish and possesses the floor vision of a Kyle Draper. You got to understand that. Sure, it's easy for you.
Right. I mean, I grew up idolizing Magic Johnson. That was I patterned my game after Magic Johnson. So I appreciate that compliment. You were saying that sarcastically.
No, not at all. Not at all. Cool thing about Magic is, as a point guard at that time, 6'9", he just see over the top of whoever was guarding him.
So hold up. He had a little hippity hop at times in his dribble.
Did he?
He had a little skip in his dribble, a la Domas, right?
No. I mean, he might have had a little like a fake, like a lean in one way, but not jump up the air like a. It just doesn't accomplish anything, and you're not going to admit it, but you know it.
I'm not going to admit that. He's searching, though. He's looking. He's
keep your feet on the
surveying the crowd, surveying the floor out there.
That's true. Only one assist for him last night. That was not his fault. Got to get that offense functioning at a high level again. Anyway, moments ago, Drapes mentioned breaking football news, Russell Wilson to the Giants.
How about that?
I was afraid you were going to announce that Brandon Ayuk had been traded by the 49ers.
Oh, you guys expecting that to happen, it sounds like. That wasn't even on my radar today.
It looks like it would have to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen by April 1st because the 49ers would owe him a big payday.
Okay.
But, it's another piece here in the puzzle for them. Ayuk is due a guaranteed option bonus of $22.855 million to be payable on April 1st. So the 49ers would like to trade him by then. But he's coming off of an injury. He wasn't playing great before he got hurt. I don't know that a lot of teams are going to be willing to make that deal. And it's just a 40. Here's the thing. The 49ers are cutting, salary, cutting payroll. I can't consider them right now a Super Bowl contender next year.
With that weak schedule, bro? Come on, man.
I mean, a good team.
11-6 at worst.
How can you get rid of, what is it? Is it 5 or 6 starters on defense? And then say, oh, yeah, they're the 49ers, so they're still contenders. I mean, maybe, but we at least got to wait till the draft.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, I agree.
You don't even know who's going to be on the team.
But Vegas got odds out there right now.
Yeah, that's
Vegas
because
got odds.
like, 49ers, they're all good.
Hold up now. Right? You're doing a complete 180. Because usually you're like, bang, bang, nine, we're going all the way and all this. Now you're not a believer in the Niners?
How can you be when you don't even know who's going to be on the team?
They still got CMC. They got Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Your guy.
That's what I said. They'd be pretty good. They might be, at least going to be like 10-7 or something. They'll be in the conversation. But we've been spoiled the last 2 years. Every year is like, well, this could be the year, Super Bowl. I mean, it could happen, but right now I can't sit here and say, I think 49ers going to win the Super Bowl.
Man, they're favored to win the division, Whitey. Come on, man. It's I'm with you. My Eagles,
of course you are.
Right, I 100% agree.
Jay's never going to talk to me again, but I got to be honest.
Jay, awfully quiet during this conversation, but I think we got to see what they do with the 11 draft picks. Does Ayuk come back? And what level does he come back at if they don't trade him? Like, if he's not here, I'm looking at the wide receiving core as below average at best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Juwan Jennings.
Yeah. He's a good number 2.
Not anymore.
Right.
He better not be.
He better not be, right?
Better than that.
Right. On his best day.
Just because you had him on your fantasy team and you never played him.
No, I'm just saying he's not that guy, dude. And so we saw Brock Purdy without the weapons, without a full cast of characters, how average he was. And so unless Tricky Ricky Pearsall is going to take a major leap, Whitey,
yeah,
I think that used to be a position of strength in terms of the skill positions.
Yeah. Well,
now
I really would rather they not trade Ayuk. And I think I'm a bigger Ayuk fan than Jay is.
Yeah.
Words in Jay's mouth. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want him to trade him, Jay.
You dudes are doomsday and gloomsday today, man. What's going on with that? Whitey, I wasn't expecting this from you today, sir.
I know, but we don't even know who the starters are going to be on defense. I'm not saying look out.
In what form? Who don't you know? Besides maybe part of the defensive line, who don't you know is going to start?
Well, I mean, you got rid of a lot of starters, I should say.
Okay.
Funga is gone.
That'll move Mustafa.
And Dre Greenlaw is gone.
I think that's the one.
3/4 of the starting defensive line, I think, is gone. So you've got a lot of holes to fill. That's all.
Yeah, I think that the D line is probably the positions of where, like, I don't know where you're going to go. They've got some guys that's been there, but, they have to step up and play. I think D. Winters probably gets the look at the other linebacker for me. I just think he steps into the role. Besides that, I think we pretty much know where all the rest of the starters are defensively. I think it's more of who they are, but you need to see if they can prove it. Like, we know Ronaldo Green's going to start.
Yeah.
We know Mustafa's going to start. We know Jair Brown's going to start. We know Diamador Lenoir's going to kick out more or less and play corner. We know they've signed 2 or 3 different nickel corners now that Diamador Lenoir is going to step out. Like, we know D. Winters is set up and ready to go to be the next linebacker, but are they proven? No, absolutely.
Right.
I can get to that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll meet you halfway. Yeah. We know who they want to have starting. We know who they expect to have starting. As far as Ayuk goes, we'll see. I'd rather keep him. I don't think they're going to find anybody who wants to take him for that money coming off an injury. By the way, you mentioned when we were talking about Russell Wilson, you mentioned, some people now say that Aaron Rodgers will be free to go to Pittsburgh. There's some Steeler fans that are already upset at Aaron Rodgers, and he's not even there
Why
yet.
are they upset?
Because they're like, if you either want to be a Steeler or you don't.
Right.
Why are you taking your time? You want to be here or not?
Yeah,
they're very prideful, as you know.
Right, and they should be. They should be. A number of Super Bowls, obviously. Great coach and Mike Tomlin. And honestly, I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers. He's not a leader. He's not a guy you can count on. And go out there and, make a trade. Like Jay's boy Kirk Cousins would be better than Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion.
That's
Sammy
a lie.
Dimes they could have went out and got. Look at Sammy Darnold they could have went out and signed or something like that.
Yeah, they definitely
Aaron
could have went and got
Rodgers,
him, but Kirk Cousins? Come on.
You're in the Steelers stand for something, or at least they used to, and now you're going to go from Fields and Russell Wilson. It's like, all right, we're moving on from them, and then you're bringing in Aaron Rodgers. Just going to bring in an older retread quarterback every single year.
It's not. Should they turn it over to Fields though? Honestly, should Fields get an honest shot to be the starter at this?
Well, he's in New York now.
Rodgers in.
Yeah,
he's a Jet.
Not there.
He went to the Jets.
Yes, man. You were on vacation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you were on
I
vacation.
was on vacation. I was out of town.
You was enjoying the tropical
So they're
weather.
desperate now. Yeah, they're desperate now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I missed that.
it looks like the Steelers are waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Like, please, will you be our quarterback?
Like, think about it. Like Russell Wilson, who I thought was actually serviceable last year.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers, you look at his numbers, they're solid from a season ago. They aren't that bad. But it's just the I'm sorry, I got caught up here. I'm watching some of Oklahoma City brass talking with some of the Sacramento Kings brass talking about in the business department. You got Justin Perkis over there, he's in sales. You got my guy Dan Mahoney, it looks like, of OKC. He's in charge of their media team and PR. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right there. This is kind of I don't know if they're showcasing the arena right now or, pointing out. I do know Oklahoma City's in the market to build a new arena, though.
Oh, really?
So I wonder if they're, touring this facility for some ideas.
If you're going to build an arena, this is how it's done. If you're going to build a basketball team, that's how it's done, is how the Oklahoma City Thunder have done it, right?
Yes.
That's how you build a team, is the way they've done it.
You tell us your secrets on how to build a team. We'll tell you ours on how to build an arena, right?
Yeah. So, Kings and the OKC Thunder tonight. A lot of Kings fans disenchanted with things, as you know, and some fans that drumbeat about, rebuild, tank. It's getting louder and louder. So when we come right back, we'll look at the numbers and tell you why NBA teams tank. Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Versatile, dynamic, and built for anything. Toyota SUVs are always up for adventure. The only question is, where to? Right now, get low financing on 2025 RAV4. Or shop Toyota's unbeatable lineup of hybrid SUVs like Grand Highlander Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, Toyota Crown Signia, and Land Cruiser. Hurry in. It's the final days of Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 3/31/25.
Best, I like to show people photos of our grandson, Kenji, who, by the way, is turning 1. Ooh, how about that?
Okay.
Also like to show them photos and video of our new garage door from National Garage Door. National Garage Door is tremendous. There's the service you get from National Garage Door. Service is their number one priority. That's why they've been around, locally owned and operated since 1974. Installation, removal of the old janky door was done very quickly and efficiently, which is the opposite of how the old door was working. It was not efficient. It was not quiet. And our new door, quality Rainer brand garage door, it's great. It looks great, whisper quiet. Huge upgrade from our old door in functionality and appearance. Now, maybe you don't need a new garage door. National Garage Door is the place to call. 916-638-4554. Whether you need a door replacement or repair, or you're not sure what you need, they are the region's BSE broken spring experts. Why would you call anybody else? National Garage Door is ready to solve your garage door problem, whatever it is. And a new garage door is a great, easy way to upgrade your home roster. Whatever your garage door needs, replacement, repair, emergency service, you need National Garage Door, 916-638-4554, National Garage Door.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. All right, I know what you're thinking. Here we go again, another Drapes commercial for his guys and girls down there at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. But trust me, listen to this. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they'll take care of you. Trust me, they got certified pre-owned vehicles starting at 3.49 APR on select 2021, 22, and 23 models. And take it from me, when you go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you leave out feeling like you're valued, like they trust you, like they care for you. Matter of fact, it's like they're your family. That's right. So for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the entire community. And get this, it's not that far away, guys. Just a short drive down I-5, or of course, online anytime at mbfstockton.com. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and tell them Drape sent you.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
There has been a lot of talk about turn it down, starting over. Why do teams do that? There are a lot of teams in the NBA right now, Drapes. Put the Kings aside. There are a lot of teams that are tanking.
Yes.
Full-on tanking. And some of those teams could have, an influence on who ends up winning and losing. The Kings are probably going to be playing some of these teams down the stretch, right? Some of the teams that are not putting their best foot forward, shall we say.
Yeah, we got Washington coming up next week. Charlotte as well. Yeah. So, no, you're right.
So we'll look at the numbers here that really underscore. We all have a general idea of why teams do it. We'll look at why the numbers say at some point you need to consider this. First, let's see, 1-800-920-1140, 338-920-1140. It's Drive Guys here. Let's talk to JR on Sacktown Sports. What's up, JR?
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. How are you guys?
Oh, welcome. That's
brand
wonderful.
New. Love it.
Oh, you're probably calling about the 49ers, aren't you?
No. I wanted to get some odds on that dysfunctional derby you speak of. Because you think they got some of those at the Kreidler Casino? Because it will be very interesting down the road here. I will say this, Drapes, you nailed it on that. And I said this after the loss 2 nights ago. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. That is a great analogy. And it just feels like they're all putting their stuff on the plate, throwing it out to the customer, and you take a bite and you're like, "Ooh, this is really good," and you're up by 8. Then you take another bite and it's terrible, and you're like, "Oh, we're down by 8." And it's just this too many people doing too many things, and you're not sure who's supposed to be the leader at any given time. And then as a customer of this restaurant, I'm like, "Oh, it's a local restaurant, but it's so hit and miss. Should I stay involved with them, or should I kind of let them go?" And after 40 years, it's what do you call that word, Whitey? Flabbergasting. It's
you're
very hard to.
That was George Carl,
That was George Carl. Yeah. And it hasn't changed. How long was George ago? That was like 6 coaches ago, wasn't it? Oh, but all you can do is say, hey, these last, what do we got, 12 left? What do we got left? The regular season. I think we got 12. Yeah. Just hope that the meal on the plate is good and we can get there and maybe you get a couple nights at the restaurant before it closes down for the season. That's all you can hope for. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a longtime Kings fan. There is something to be said for this. And I understand the counter argument, which is you can't settle for mediocrity. Don't settle for just being a team that has a shot at a play-in. But here we are. It's March. They got a game tonight, and it really matters. That's not a bad thing. And I'm not saying that makes everything fine and everything's cool and just deal with it and enjoy it and accept it. But it is nice when you look at the 40 years of Kings history that they're playing meaningful games in March.
Well, so Valis14 on the YouTube chat, and we respect all takes, sports takes out here. When a clearly taking team like the Nets, Jazz, Wizards, or Pels land Flag or Harper, will Draper change his tune? We weren't landing Cooper Flag today. If we did tank, it would be right now for the 12th pick? Like, that don't make sense to me. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's you mentioned those teams, Valis 14, Nets. They've been taking for a couple of years now, a few years. Jazz, Wizards, same thing. Pels are tanking because they got severely injured. Like, they didn't come into this thinking they were tanking. They were just bad. Like, they weren't tanking to start the season. They were just horrible. And so for us, we thought we had playoff hopes, play-in hopes. We still do. But we were trying to build something with this core. And then it got derailed by the lack of performance, trading De'Aaron Fox, firing Mike Brown. But to say blow it up right now, for what? The number 12 pick? It doesn't make sense to me.
Here's why teams tank. Teams tank because they need that guy. And here are the numbers from ESPN.com. Over the last 45 years, 5 title-winning teams, only 5, were not led by a player who would win or had won the NBA's MVP award. You got last year's Celtics, 2019 Raptors, and the Pistons in 89, 90, and 2004.
Yeah.
So among those remaining 40 teams, that's 5, 40 teams, one of the following 14 players was a member of at least one of them. Magic, Bird, Irving, Jordan, Akeem, Shaq, Duncan, Kobe, Garnett, Dirk, LeBron, Curry, Giannis, or Jokic. 5 of those 14, Johnson, Olajuwon, O'Neal, Duncan, and James, were taken first overall. Only 4 of those players, Kobe, Nowitzki, Giannis, and Jokic, were picked outside the top 7 spots. So even among those 5 outlier teams, only the Kawhi Leonard-led Raptors featured a player who was taken outside the top 3. The 2004 NBA Finals MVP was Chauncey Billups, selected 3rd overall in 97. So over the past 45 years, 5 NBA champions were led by a player taken outside the top 7 spots in the draft. Over the past 45 years, 5 NBA champions led by a player taken outside the top 7 spots in the draft. They're in here somewhere. I mentioned them. Like Kobe's one of them.
I was about to say Kobe.
Nowitzki.
Jokic.
Jokic. Yeah, Giannis.
Yep.
Yeah. And the other one I just is it let's see. I just mentioned him in here somewhere. But the point is that's why teams tank. Steph Curry wasn't top 5, was he?
No, he wasn't top 5 either. Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that that's why you should, but that's why teams do. And it's interesting to me because when the NBA flattened out the odds and said, okay, the worst team doesn't automatically get the first pick, then they further flattened it. So it's like 3 teams have a 14% chance?
I think it is, yeah.
Which is supposed to discourage teams, but instead it seems like more teams said, ooh, so we have three spots to have the best odds. Ooh, we want one of those spots. You have a 14% chance. That's not a very good chance.
Yeah.
But teams still try.
It's and here's the thing. There's always, to your point, Whitey, there's always guys later in the draft. Like, for instance, let's say we're looking for the guy. You just had the stats. Most of the time, it's probably a top 7 pick. Most of the time. But if we're looking for a second guy, I even look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He wasn't top 7. Devin Booker, if I'm correct, wasn't top 7. Bam Adebayo. Like, there are so many future Hall of Fame players that were drafted outside of the top 5 or top 7. That's what we're looking for if we're the Sacramento Kings. And we've said it before. Just get the damn pick right, whether it's 18, 20, 12, 53, whatever it is. You just got to hit on it. That's all it comes down to. And I understand, like you said, that's why teams are tanking. But I'm looking at it, man. It's kind of disgusting, if you ask me. It's a race to the bottom right now. I look at in the Western Conference, like Portland's not tanking. San Antonio, they didn't come into the season tanking, but the Utah Jazz did.
Yes.
Washington did.
Yeah.
Charlotte did. Brooklyn did. Like so many teams. And now I'm looking at the bottom of the East standings. Brooklyn lost 4 in a row. Philly 5 in a row. Charlotte 2 in a row. Washington 5 in a row. It's a race to see who can be the worst.
Yes. Philly, if they aren't in the bottom 6, if you will, they lose their pick. So they have to lose.
To OKC.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, Whitey. OKC got the number 7 overall pick, which would be crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I like the tanking argument for the Kings. To me, that ship has sailed, to be honest with you. Now, if you're talking about this offseason, embracing tanking, doing that, I don't think the organization can swallow that right now.
Right.
I don't think so.
It always looks good when you get to the end of those 4 years or whatever it is, and it's worked.
Right.
So, like, from afar, look at all the disparaging things we've said about the Detroit Pistons over the last few years when we've paid any attention to them at all. But now it's working. It's like, oh, wow, that's great. Well, it takes 3 years at least, or 4 years, I think, in their case, and then there's no guarantee it works. And I know we've talked about this and talked about this.
Right.
So that the Kings would have to be willing to say 4 years, we're basically telling people stay away. And there's diehards that, of course, will be here every night. And then it might work. And I understand from a business standpoint the decision not to do that.
Yeah.
I do.
Right. And that's the thing. Even if you get the number 1 pick, doesn't mean it's actually the guy. Like, unless it's Wemby, LeBron, like, honestly, I don't even know 100% Cooper Flagg's going to be a franchise changer like those last 2 guys I mentioned. And so even if you do get a number 1 pick, I understand the excitement surrounding it, but it's still no guarantee. Hell, how many playoffs has Wemby made so far? 0. Exactly. They didn't even sniff the play-in last year. So there's no magic pill. You get this guy and all of a sudden, hell, even SGA missed the playoffs first seasons in OKC, Whitey. It wasn't, oh, you get SGA. No, you got to get SGA. Then you got to get other guys, J-Dub, Chet Holmgren. Like, then you got to build out the roster. So even a good pick isn't going to get you there.
It's a long, drawn-out process, and give them credit. Like, for example, Josh Giddey was a very high pick.
Yeah.
And he was an integral part of their future. And then they decided it was time to move on from him and bring in Caruso. So they used that asset to bring in Caruso.
Right.
So my point is, you got to be really good at what you're doing.
You got
to get a good player and then still trade him for what you really need. Doc Souza in the chat says the Kings have never tried tanking once, which is crazy.
Even all those years they were bad. It wasn't strip it down to the bare
And
bones.
I think it was because, it's all get back to the playoffs, get back to the playoffs, get back to the playoffs, break that drought, break that streak. Now they're going to have to look at all that this offseason, but I'll be shocked if they decide to tear it down and tank.
No, it just, especially because you just got a little bit of taste of success. Now you want to go back a decade to where, 25 wins, 23 wins or whatever. Nah, man, the vibes, when this team is halfway decent, the vibes are so good around here at Doco. And let's call it what it is too, Whitey, from a business standpoint. If this team is bad, tanking, that affects the restaurants, the hotel, that the effect on the economy. How bad would that be as well here in Sacramento?
Not to mention the radio station.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
That would hurt us too. You're right.
Chris Fisher's going to join us, outstanding TV play-by-play guy for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
OKC, baby.
Yeah, that's next year with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Did you know colon cancer can be detected early or prevented through regular screening?
I have detected around Earth is the greatest lie ever.
Okay, Roger. My uncle just passed away and I inherited his cockatoo, Roger. He was a member of the Flat Earth Society, so Roger picked up on some of his rhetoric. Anyway, screening, such as a colonoscopy.
Screen these! Screen these!
Roger that, Roger. Moving on. Colonoscopies can detect early-stage colon or rectal cancer or even polyps, which are abnormal growths that can turn into cancer over time.
I'm a Flat Earth walker.
Come on, Roger. What did I do to my uncle to deserve you? You don't get to choose what you inherit, just like colon cancer. Unlike Roger here, I believe in science. And science says that if colon cancer runs in your family, you're more likely to develop it yourself. Talk to your doctor about when you should start screening. Find out more at coloncancercoalition.org. A message from the Colon Cancer Coalition.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half. And if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me. And now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Consolidated Communications.
From the KCRA 3 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman. Staying mild again Tuesday night, but Wednesday afternoon will be noticeably cooler. We'll start Wednesday in the mid-50s with plenty of sunshine, afternoon highs in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Want internet with more speed and less frustration? Fidium Fiber Internet is better because it's built to deliver more bandwidth and speeds up to 2 gigs. Switch today and you can kiss buffering and weak Wi-Fi goodbye. Visit fidiumfiber.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, it's all stretched out before the Kings. They still have a path to the playoffs, and it's possible they'll miss the play-in. So for those who are more and more thinking maybe this team should tear it down, I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but I think there is going to be, if things don't go well between now and the end of the season, there will be some manner of reckoning this offseason. I'll just say be careful what you wish for because you may get it. Nice enough to join us now. Outstanding play-by-play voice of the Oklahoma City Thunder, TV play-by-play guy. He's the pride of Santa Rosa Drapes, as you know, from Cardinal Newman High School there. The great Chris Fisher. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing great, man. I got lucky with this fantastic weather outside, a little toasty, walked around, went down to the river, got a little lunch. Can't complain. Cannot complain. Looking forward to this game tonight.
Living large. Yeah, living large in Northern California, Drapes. Yeah. Chris Fisher with us. Chris, are we watching this year's MVP tonight here at the Golden One?
In my opinion, yes. And if I had a vote, and I don't have a vote, I would be voting for SGA, and not just because he's the best player in the league or because he plays on the team that I broadcast for. I have so much respect for Jokic and how unbelievable he is and the success that he's had and the numbers that he's had, which are really impressive. But, I mean, SGA has just taken his game to a whole nother level on both ends of the floor. He has been virtually unstoppable as an offensive player in elite category, from a scoring, assists, steals, blocks, guiding this team again for the second consecutive season to the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And we all know how tough and difficult the West is, and they're running away with it. They're absolutely running away with it. And he's having one of the most efficient seasons in the history of the NBA from the mid-range. His game has gone completely throwback when you think about where a lot of his production comes from. He is not a three-point shooter. He's got that mid-range fadeaway. He can get to any spot on the floor. And we're talking about a guard. We're not talking about a guy of, Jokic's stature or Shaq or a big man inside. I mean, he is a 6'6" guard where defenses are trying to shut him down every single play, every single night, and he's still getting his. But I think that what really separates him is just the defensive side of the ball. His steals, his blocks. This Thunder team has been the best defense in the NBA all season long, and he's been a big part of it. He's been a really big part of it, and there's something there that should be given a lot of consideration. And I know that we slant offense, and it's easy to look up, at the triple doubles or the numbers, but defense is 50% of the game, and he's a part of the best defense in the NBA. And for the second consecutive year, they're going to be the second youngest team in NBA history to get the 1 seed in the Western Conference. And I just think that there's a lot to that. And, there's a lot of consideration for Jokic, and people say that he doesn't have anything. And then, SGA, I don't know. I mean, he's got a great team, but it's a very young team. So that should be taken into consideration. He's fun to watch. He's as humble as it gets. He set the entire tone for this organization, and I thought he should have got it last year, and he's certainly deserving this year. I could have gone into the numbers, guys, but nobody likes hearing numbers on the radio.
What's up, Chris? Damn, it's Drapes here, man. Shoot, does SGA do anything wrong? Don't return his shopping cart, lead a toilet seat up? Man, you just gave him a glowing endorsement. Like, the guy got to have some faults in his life. My gosh.
Nothing. I can't find one yet. I really can't. If I had one, I'd throw it your guys' way. I promise. He leaves the toilet seat up? Absolutely not, man. Of course not. I talked to his wife about it. She said no.
Maybe that wardrobe he'd be sporting sometimes. How about that? How about his outfit sometimes? Huh?
That's right. Name me another NBA player that gets invited to the Met Gala.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully he takes it easy on us tonight. No, he's the man. I'm a big fan of Shea. I was watching Court of Gold. He's starring in that, obviously, from the Paris Olympics. I like that guy tremendously. But, regarding your team, what's been interesting is you got a guy like Chet Holmgren, hasn't played, didn't play for half the season, then comes back and you guys don't miss a beat. How has Chet fit back in with the group, and how have they been so successful?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And it was interesting coming into the season because you had Chet last year, who played all 82 games in essentially what was his rookie season, but he played the 5 and predominantly played the 5. He didn't play the 4. And so this year, one of the big points of emphasis was finding versatility because they brought in Isaiah Hartenstein from the New York Knicks as a free agent, who is a true 5. And that combination, which we're all looking forward to seeing over the course of the season, never really panned out because you had Hartenstein get hurt in preseason that forced him to miss a bunch of games. And then right when Hartenstein came back, you had Chet Holmgren get hurt with the hip injury that kept him out for a significant time until right before the All-Star break. And now we're starting to see the two of them have the opportunity to play together. And the big thing that we're seeing essentially is Chet playing the 4 while Hartenstein plays the 5, and trying to find the rhythm and the connection between those two so that come playoff time, there's no unanswered questions. And the Thunder know how to attack certain defenses or how they want to play help defense and whatnot. Because we know Chet can play out on the perimeter with his shooting ability. He can play inside. He's a defensive anchor with a shot blocking ability. And it's taken him a little bit of time. And he's even said, look, this team was rolling when I came back. They've been playing well. I don't want to disrupt that. It's a very delicate balance between being aggressive on the offensive end and not disrupting the rhythm of the offense. And that's something that takes a little bit of time. It takes playing. But at the same time, as he learns before and missing a little bit of time, he was able to get more decisive and get a better understanding of the offense, watch things a different way. And so he in one of his post-game interviews, he told Nick Gallo, he's like, I think I'm starting to get my swag back a little bit. And we all know you're not going to get that right away. It's going to take a little bit of time, but he's starting to look more and more comfortable, starting to look like the Chet that we saw last year, who was good on both offense and on defense, can knock down threes, can block shots, all those things that you expect from him. And he's by the end of the season, we think he's going to be ready to go full strength.
That's Chris Fisher, TV voice of the Thunder. By the way, speaking of knocking down threes, Devin Carter's out shooting around, so that's good news. I know he missed last night's game with an illness. Chris, there's a lot going on here in Sacramento. You are clearly focused on the Thunder. I'm just wondering, as you've prepared for this broadcast tonight, what has stood out to you about all the upheaval that the Kings are dealing with, and how what do you make of the way they're trying to hold things together right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, candidly just watching it from afar and having grown up in the Bay Area and just sort of how I viewed the Sacramento Kings over the years and how I've rooted for them. I've wanted them to be a successful organization, and I wanted them to pile up wins and find stability and be the organization that I know that they can be. And, it looked like they were on that track when they got the 3 seed in the Western Conference a couple of years ago, and De'Aaron Fox was rolling and all that kind of stuff. And so it's been kind of disappointing on a personal level just to see everything that's happened. Hoping that it's a group here that can rebound from losing De'Aaron, and you get Zach LaVine, got DeMar DeRozan sort of on the tail end of his career. Big DeMar guy going back to his days at SC, and Sabonis. So there's definitely some pieces there. And the question is how are they all going to come together? I mean, LaVine has been a great player over the course of his career on the offensive side of the ball. And I'm just intrigued to see how kind of the pieces fit together and how the organization goes forward with all these different pieces. And hopefully, Sacramento can get back into being, a contending team, because I'm sure as you guys remember, that postseason series against Golden State was electric.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, these fans are incredible. Get the cowbells out. That's good for sports, and it's good for the fans. It's good for the city here. The starvation for the success for this fan base, I mean, it's there. It's really there, and we all want to see it, and I want to see it, and I want to see them be able to get back into the contention conversation. And what those steps are, I'm not 100% sure, but I certainly hope that they're able to pivot in a way that gives them a nice, solid runway.
Chris, my last question for you, man. Obviously best record in the league, going to be number one throughout the Western Conference. Does the organization and the team feel any pressure to get it done this year? Or is this, the start of their run? And if it doesn't happen this year, we'll just try again next year, same group, run it back. Do they feel pressure this is their year?
I don't think that pressure is the right word, Drapes. I don't think that that's the way that they feel. I think that if there's any kind of pressure from this team or on this team, it's more of just a competitive nature that they have, in that they really, this is a young group that has grown together and really hates losing. I think that they still have a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth for how things ended last year with Dallas in Game 6, having a lead late in that game and fighting back in the series, and then PJ Washington kind of knocking down those free throws. I know that they learned from that series, being a young team, but I know that there's some deep competitive convictions with this group that I think that they want to show again come playoffs. I will say this. During the years when Sam Presti, our general manager, was kind of building this thing up, he did say, look, when we are in the postseason, we don't want it to be an appearance. We want it to be an arrival. They don't want this to be a one-year operation of just trying to win at all costs. In 1 year, I think that they really want to make this a lengthy postseason stay for many years, which is why they have stuck with so many young players and trying to build around their young core with SGA, Chet, Jalen Williams, and all these young guys who have found ways to contribute, like Cason Wallace. And then, of course, you mix in a couple of veterans like Alex Caruso, who's really not that old, but he's the oldest guy on our team. So I think that they really want to be competing in the postseason, not just this year, but for many years. And, you realize that you got an opportunity here as the 1 seed. And I know they're looking forward to getting back to it after losing to Dallas in the second round, and should make for a good postseason. But these guys, we've seen it all year long when they've had every chance to lay an egg in a game, whether it's on a back-to-back or a tough road stretch where they've got every reason to have a letdown, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, this is a feisty young group that absolutely hates losing, and it's one of the reasons why they're 59-12 on the season. And I expect that to show up in the postseason. So I think more than anything, there's just that competitive spirit that I would expect to show up in the playoffs.
I hope you won't hold it against us, Chris, if we root for them to lay an egg tonight. But there he is, the TV voice of the OKC Thunder, NBA League Pass superstar, Chris Fisher. Thank you, Chris, for your time. We appreciate it. Have a great call. We'll talk to you soon.
I wouldn't go that far, but have a good one tonight, guys. Enjoy the game. Always great talking with you, and good luck for the last 10 games of the year, and fighting for the playoff spots down the stretch.
All right, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, babe. All right,
we appreciate that. When we come back, we will journey through the mists of time. Whitey's Wayback Machine is just getting warmed up. Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
As seen on Crazy Rich Asians, Silicon Valley, and more, it's Jimmy O Yang, Big and Tall Tour.
She was like, babe, what's your love language? I'm like, what? A love language could be words of affirmation. I was raised by Asian parents. Their love language is verbal abuse.
Saturday, April 12th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss them, Sacramento. Jimmy O Yang, Big and Tall Tour.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month sales event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's a big city savings with the small town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter and over 30 under $20 $10,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,500 total net savings after 10,500 factor rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. 1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And 500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 684-262. See dealer for details.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tomorrow we'll be coming to you from the Stockton Arena, getting ready for the Stockton Kings regular season finale, right? Now
yes, tomorrow night.
Yeah, I know, RJ, you're down there a lot. RJ keeping us on the air. RJ, you're with your technical skills. You think you could, if you get a chance before the game starts, just go and make sure the beam still works? Could you just take a look at it?
Oh, wow.
RJ?
Got to blow the dust off.
That's messed up. It ain't even been a week. We won last Wednesday here against Cleveland. What are you doing?
The guy who lights it, I think he retired.
Oh,
That's
wow.
terrible. That's terrible. You know what, Whitey? I'm tired of the negativity coming from these two. I got something special. You know I'm a ray of sunshine.
You are.
When I walk in here.
You are.
I'm always in
That's
a
one way to put it.
fantastic mood. I'm a man of the people. So listen up, Kings fans. I got a special offer. I decided to do this, Whitey. I said, you know what? My people out there driving, they at work right now watching us on the YouTube. They in their cars. I got a special something for you. I teamed up with my fine friends at Alsco Uniforms, and I'm giving away 2 lower level seats to an upcoming Kings game.
What?
That's right. 2 lower level seats to an upcoming
lower
Kings
level.
Game. Yes, exactly. You might be able to feel the sweat off these guys. You'll be so close, perhaps, to this action.
It's possible.
I don't want to get in trouble with the legal department or anything like that. But in all seriousness, me and Alsco, we're giving away 2 lower level tickets to an upcoming Kings game. All you got to do is go to our webpage, sacktownsports.com/contest. Click on the Alsco Uniforms contest page. Fill out the form. Whether you're a Kings fan, you know some Kings fans, you're a business that does work with Alsco, it's open to everyone.
Nice.
Sign up now. The contest runs through April 7th. Once again, sacktownsports.com/contest. Search for the Alsco Uniform page. Team it up with my guys over at Alsco Uniform.
That's nice. Are your coworkers eligible?
No family or friends. No, you at every game, man. Come on now, big fella.
Just asking.
You got Emran anyway.
RJ.
Emran's your provider out here to Kings tickets, but 2 lower level
That's
seats.
very nice.
To one of the games to wrap up the season. We got 3-game homestand to wrap up the season. So head on out and sign up.
That's great. I take back what RJ said about the beam.
Right? We're going to light that thing tonight. I don't know what y'all talking about.
That's right.
Yep.
Right now it's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for March the 25th. And it is brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Great low-scoring pitchers duel of a match yesterday.
Who won?
I believe Kyle Draper emerged victorious.
Yeah.
By the way, last
Snuck that
night
out.
downstairs, talking to a lot of the media members down there. A lot of people in the tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Jay Ross is
Jay
big,
Ross is like, yeah, I'll do it. Frankie, yeah. Brendan, yeah. Chris Watkins, yeah. I think Alan Styles, yeah.
You know, he sends out that email after every round, and I keep hoping for my name to be mentioned.
Oh,
never hasn't been on there yet.
Oh,
I think I'm way down.
For the brackets
the
there.
brackets, yeah.
All right, Drapes, you're up first today. We got this date, what year in pro football? This date, what year in boxing? 1973. 1975, happy birthday to me in 2013. Where would you like to start?
Give me happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to me. It's been a tough category for you guys.
Yeah.
You get first crack at it. Born this date in 1966. I was a lefty.
Patrick Ewing. Oh, 11.
Who won 305 games, including 20 games in a season 5 times. But at times, I was not even the best pitcher on my own team. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to
Tom Glavine.
Tom Glavine is correct.
Yeah.
Tommy Glavine.
They didn't think I was going to get that one, big fella. Once Whitey said that, I wasn't even the best pitcher at times on my team. I was like, all right, it got to be.
Man, I heard they would say happy birthday to him on the morning show today.
Oh, did they? I did not know that. Seriously.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't listen to this.
Come on,
All right,
Whitey.
Jay. That's all right. You know, Drapes never listens to that. I do. I listen to it. This date, what year in pro football? This date, what year in boxing? 1973, 1975, 2013, Jay.
1975.
1975. It's the closest, too.
Let Drapes go
Drapes
first.
Go first. All right, Drapes. In a win over the Lakers, the Warriors set a record for most steals in a game. That record was broken by Seattle in 1997. Question is, what is the NBA record for most steals in a game by one team? Warriors set it this date, 75. It was later broken. What is the record? NBA record. Most steals one game by a team.
17.
17. What do you think, Jay?
18.
27.
Yeah.
Dang, 27.
What game was that?
What's that?
What game was that?
Oh, that was, Seattle in 1997 against Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
Yeah, against Toronto.
I was hoping it wasn't Sacramento.
27 steals in one game by Seattle one game. How about that? NBA record. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 1-1. Drapes. Your turn here.
All right, what we got?
This date, what year in pro football? This date, what year in boxing? 1973 and 2013. 1-1 game.
Boxing.
What? That's Jay's wheelhouse.
Oh, that's my wheelhouse.
Are you
too.
crazy?
No, Jay doesn't know the old stuff. I know the old stuff. Jay knows the new stuff. It's different.
All right. Let's see here. This day, what year in boxing? Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
Becomes the first to win a divisional world title 5 times. This date, what year? With retirements, changing weight classes, he won a divisional world title 5 times. This date, what year, Drapes? You can have Jay.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm getting old, man. So that was back when I was.
Yeah, not Sugar Ray Leonard.
Not Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Robinson. Man, I have no idea. I'm going to just take a guess. 1980.
1980?
I have no idea.
Oh,
what
what do you think, Jay?
Come on, man. Sugar Ray Robinson was in the 30s and the 40s. So I'll just say, what was the question, Whitey, while I'm texting both of you guys?
Dude, just guess a year, bro.
Sugar Ray Robinson, first to win a divisional world title 5 times. This date, what year?
Sugar Ray Robinson? What weight class was Sugar Ray?
Let's go with what did Drake say? 1980.
Yeah,
I'll go 1960. There you go. It was probably like 30. Yeah, I was about to say, come on.
Oh, Jay, I Sugar Ray Robinson?
Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson, the great Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
You were probably thinking of Leonard.
As much with him.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I made that distinction.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike Bibby going to join us.
Yeah, Mike Bibby. Yeah. I've been busy texting him.
Yeah,
Mike Bibby coming up.
Drapes. Let's see here. You need this one. We're running.
Oh, it's 2-1.
Yeah, you need this one.
All right. All right, we run out. Go ahead. Jay's up though.
Yeah,
I am.
This date, what year in pro football? 1973.
So hold up. Boxing was the closest to?
Yes.
Well, this date, what year?
Yeah, it was this date.
So
what
I
year?
should have had him go.
Right.
See, I'm busy texting Mike Bibby and I'm not paying attention. I'm filing a protest already.
It happens. It happens. I do it every day.
Yeah. This date, what year in pro football? 1973 or 2013.
This year, pro football.
All right. The Boston Patriots moved to Foxborough and become the New England Patriots. Jay.
Okay.
This day, what year? You can go or you can have him go.
No, this ain't the closest to, is it?
It's
this day, what year?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Drapes go first on this one.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
1965.
1964.
Oh, 1971.
Yeah, your boy came through.
We got a Cats game.
Yeah.
We got a tie game.
Tie game, baby.
Tie game. Yeah.
And it's on me.
Good match. Yeah. We
got to roll. We got to get
Got Mike Bibby, man. Come on, man.
Coming up.
Yeah. Nice match. The new head coach, men's basketball, Sac State, Mike Bibby, next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Following is furnished by Excel Media Pros. Are you battling drug or alcohol addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. Connect with one of our qualified treatment specialists. It's time to take back your freedom with Rehabs America. Hope is one free phone call away. Today is the day to take back control of your life and live it free from the chains of addiction. Call for a free consultation now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and your insurance may cover 100% of your treatment. Don't miss this opportunity to get your life back. 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159. Don't wait. Help is here. Our dedicated, friendly staff is here to answer all your questions now. Call 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Hit the road or trail in a powerful new Toyota truck with unstoppable performance and legendary reliability. Hurry in for a low lease on 2024 Tacoma or get low financing or incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2025 4Runner. Don't miss Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. APR offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 3/31/25.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Have you ever dreamed of shopping for the perfect jewelry from home? Well, now it's possible, and you can even build your credit. PrestigiOJewelers.com now offers online shopping, making us the premium credit jeweler nationwide. With an exceptional selection of fine jewelry from engagement rings and gold chains to sparkling diamond earrings and much more. With over 30 years of experience, Prestigio guarantees you'll find exactly what you're looking for. It's fast and easy. Once approved, you'll receive a guaranteed credit line from $400 to $10,000. All you need is to be 18 years or older, have a valid form of ID, be employed for a minimum of 6 months, and a bank account for automatic payments. PrestigiOJewelers.com is the perfect way to establish or reestablish your credit with interest rates at only 2.25% per month. We are here to help you with monthly reporting to all major credit bureaus. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. Visit us online at prestigiojewelers.com or at one of our locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Enter code SACTOWNSPORTS at checkout to save 10%.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Stingers up. What an honor.
Yeah.
Our next guest, of course, the new men's head basketball coach at Sacramento State University. It's a pleasure to welcome Mike Bibby to the show. Coach Bibby, congratulations. How does it feel to be coaching Sac State?
It feels great. You know what I mean? It's the second home. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. You know, I got drafted by Vancouver Grizzlies, but I kind of really got my start off playing for the Kings. That's where my career kind of took off. And, you know, it's a no-brainer to come in here and try to do the same thing with my coaching ability.
Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Your boy Drapes. How would you characterize your coaching style? Is it anybody? Are you a Bobby Knight kind of guy? Are you a, like, how would, yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, right? How would you describe your coaching style, man?
I mean, I'm not a Bobby Knight guy, but I mean, my voice carries. I don't scream a lot, but I make sure you hear me. I don't yell at the kids. I'll talk to them. But like everybody thinks I yell because my voice carries, but it's not yelling. So if you guys ever see me and I'm loud, I'm not yelling. I just talk loud. But I'm going to play, a kind of a fast-paced game. I'm going to make sure these kids are in shape. And, going to have them, we're going to be running. It's going to be an old-school basketball style. We'll be up and gun, run and gun, pick up full court, return. Our defense will get us easy baskets at the other end, and we'll be in shape for these games when these other teams aren't.
Mike, we really appreciate your time. I know you're very, very busy today, so thanks for making time for us. And, for Kings fans, it's delightful because you got Doug coaching the Kings and now Mike Bibby coaching at Sac State. And I know you had some great coaches throughout your career. Is there anything you could share with us that you learned from Coach Adelman that you probably would apply as coach at Sac State?
I mean, I've taken a lot of stuff from some of the coaches, from Rick Adelman, Coach Carrill, Mike Woodson, some of the better coaches that I've had. Just a style of play. Coach Adelman had confidence in us and let us go out there and play. There wasn't a lot of plays called. He had called some plays here and there, but he let us play free out there, play to our ability. We all had a high IQ, and just go out there and play basketball. The main thing they wanted us to do is play together. So I got a lot of that in my coaching style as far as play together, don't let the ball stick, and, just attack the basket. Play with confidence. He let us play. We played with a lot of confidence playing with Coach Adelman.
Yeah, excited for you, man. One of the things, I like about you is your ability to build relationships. As you know, coaching isn't all X's and O's today, especially at the college level. How much will you lean on that, your ability and those relationships that you've had over the years?
Say that again, Kyle. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, how much will you lean on your relationships from previous years and your ability to build those relationships, too, with some of these young players coming up today?
My thing is, Kyle, I love to teach, and I want these kids. And it's not all about just being on the basketball court. I want these guys to grow into being great, young, respectful men on and off the court. So when, a lot of times basketball players get kind of the raw short end of the stick by walking around, and maybe they think they're jerks or whatever. I'm gonna make sure that when these guys walk around campus, they get a lot of compliments. Coming back to the President Lou and Mark Orr, and just showing how they're going to be good young men and kind of like a father figure. I want to be a father figure to these guys, to where, you could talk to me. You don't have to hide nothing. Mental health is a big thing now in college and the NBA, and I want them to, if there's problems in that any of those situations, don't be afraid to come talk. We'll get you some help and stuff like that. So I'm doing the whole work around, Kyle. It's everything I'm trying to put into play.
Mike Bibby, our guest. Mike, if I may ask you a personal question, how long in your mind have you thought about becoming someday a head coach?
I've coached since my son was 9. He's 27 now. So I never thought, going into the thing, I always thought I'd play basketball forever. And, when it comes down to, everybody ends up stop playing. So, I saw him coach. I saw him playing freshman year in high school. I just retired. And, I didn't like the way things were going at his high school. And, I wanted to put him in somebody else's hands where he can learn, get taught by somebody else that know the game. And that wasn't happening at that school. And so the coaching vacancy, there was a coaching vacancy after that season, and the athletic director was like, hey, would you like to coach here? And, that's when I started taking this serious. And I really, felt the passion of coaching and teaching kids and getting these kids better.
Mike, and we're on with Mike Bibby, Kings legend, new head coach at Sacramento State. Things up. Yep. Mike, how great of a program can Sac State be? What's the heights of this program?
Well, I'm going to try to bring it as high as I can, Kyle. You know that. I have a high, like I'm trying to think the words to say, but I'm trying to change the culture at the school. And it's not okay just to go into every season and be okay with winning 7 games and maybe next year. I'm trying to change that from the start. I'm going to try to bring in a lot of games, high profile teams, Power 5 teams, go against them, get them ready for our conference. And I don't want to play a cake preseason. I want to get these guys ready. When they come to the conference, there's a good chance we can win it.
Mike, Sacramento's been a great basketball town since before you were here. Since before I was here. I'm just wondering, how does it feel now to have seen Sacramento's reputation as a basketball community grow? You had a lot to do with that, and you will benefit from that. How does it feel to have been one of the people that really helped grow Sacramento's reputation as a great basketball town?
I think it was already like that before I came here, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, because the basketball town and the fans and how much love that they had for just for the Sacramento Kings, and like I always said, you got to make the fans happy. The fans aren't happy if you aren't winning, so you got to win. Everybody wants to win, and that's maybe why the fans haven't been going to Sacramento State game, because they haven't been winning. So, like I said, trying to change that culture, get them winning. Get the games be the hottest ticket in town, to where the new arena can't hold enough people who are trying to get into the gym.
Mike Bibby, hey Mike, I already texted you. I'm gonna be pulling up every home game, and so let me ask you, how many people done hit you up trying to be on your staff already? I know everybody coming out the woodworks right now.
There is, Kyle. I keep my phone. I might have to get an extra charger for my phone because the battery's dying. There's texts everywhere. There's phone calls everywhere, and it's wearing on me. But it's what I don't mind dealing with. But a lot of people have been calling.
I will say this, Mike. Yeah. Don't do what Doug did. Doug got a coaching job and never played golf the rest of his life. The dude never touches clubs. I still need to be able to spank you on the golf course here and there. I still need to be able to take your money and spank you on the golf course here and there.
I'll be out there now, Kyle. You won't be able to leave early now.
I can't wait, man. Yeah. Hey, Mike Bibby, congratulations, bro. Hey, I'm gonna get down your way, man. Or when you come up here, we're gonna squeeze something in. We need a rematch. We need a rematch.
I'm bringing my clubs for sure.
All right.
Congratulations, Mike.
Mike Bibby. Hey, man, we're going to do it again, man. Once you get settled and everything, we always got an open door policy here on the drive, guys, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
All right, baby. That guy, Mike Bibby.
New head coach. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this.
Sac State.
Now, do I need to take it easy on him golfing now that he's a new head coach? You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds like that's not an issue.
I was up on him through 14, and I had to go do – what did I have to do that day? This radio show.
The Kings, I'm about to say it was this,
yeah. Yeah, this was this, Jay. And I was up on him by like 4 strokes with 4 to go. And we were playing match play, Ryder Cup style where, we win a hole. And so I was up on him 4 holes with 4 to play.
Wow,
and
you're
because
4
I
up.
left, he's like, oh, see, that don't count. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was up.
You couldn't have played one more hole? No. All you need is a push and you're in.
Dude, I had to get here.
Wow.
I'm not late to work.
Well, just play. Just play him for a spot on the staff.
Yeah. You'd lose me then, though. I wouldn't be here anymore.
Got a good feeling you'll still be here come Monday.
That's messed up. No, that's good to have our guy Mike Bibby on, man. I'm happy for him, dude, because this is something he really wanted. Like, this is something, and he talked about it, ever since his son was 9, he's wanted to become a head coach, and now he gets to do it here where he's universally loved here in Sacramento.
Right. Yeah, it's just, like I said, I mean, the word I used was it's a delight, I think, for longtime Kings fans to say, Mike Bibby's coaching Sacramento State, Doug Christie's coaching the Kings.
Right.
That just seems like, that's the way it should be.
It should be, right? And, bring back C-Web in some capacity, something like that.
Uh-huh.
We see Vlade here, Peja here, get the gang all back. Bobby Jackson, bring him back on the staff somewhere.
Yeah.
Reunite it. Yeah.
Speaking of Doug Christie, he should be addressing the media momentarily, and we'll be going to his media conference as soon as that begins here. As we
we haven't talked much about the game tonight. What do you think? Like, you got a wish list at all? You got anything? You come up with anything?
I got a few things here. Tell me what you think here, because obviously I know we've been saying this a lot lately, but it's a tall order. So number 1 is you got to protect the pumpkin drapes. You got to take care of the ball because they force a lot of turnovers and they don't commit many. So to have any chance, I think you got to take care of the ball better than you did last night.
Is there a magic number that you're looking at? 12 or less? Is that good enough?
10. I think it's going to have to be 10 or less tonight.
Okay.
I mean, that's a great number you have, but this is Oklahoma City you're playing tonight. 2 is you got to get better shots against the number 1 defensive rated team. We talked about that. The offense has not been producing good shots down the stretch. Oh, we've been taking bad shots. The offense got to be more patient. You got to it's a combination of being patient and then being aggressive at the right time offensively. Kings need to do that. And then thirdly, I think to have any chance to win tonight, you got to play that Doug Christie style, and you got to outwork and out-hustle them. And it's not easy to do, but if it's like you're kind of like too cool for school tonight, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose. And here's the thing. They've kicked our butts 2 times this year.
Yeah.
Remember last game, Aaron Wiggins went off for like 42, a career high. Like, they left him in the game and were feeding him.
Yeah.
He was laughing at us, pointing at us and everything. Have some personal pride. Lock him up if he plays tonight, like, you can't get your butt kicked 3 times by these guys. Have some fight tonight.
Yeah. I want to see Devin Carter play well tonight.
Yeah.
I know that he's coming back from an illness. Malik, I'd like to see him play well. And I'd just like tomorrow when we're in Stockton for us to be able to say, hey, nice game by Zach LaVine, instead of wondering, hey, what happened to Zach LaVine?
Right. I'm with you on that, man. This is a game where, especially national TV game, TNT, Sacramento's going to be in the spotlight. Who's going to own the storyline, the narrative tomorrow? Is it going to be SGA going off for 50, or is it going to be Zach LaVine and the Kings beat the number 1 team in the NBA?
Mm-hmm. Are you at all curious to see how Domas holds up on the second night of the back-to-back?
I am. And, I thought he looked fantastic. I didn't see no gate or anything like that, any kind of injury issue or anything like that. But no, you're right. Second game of a back-to-back. I am interested in.
Yeah, that's the wish list for today. And looking ahead to, actually, I think these games are already underway here, right? The Mavericks are at the Knicks tonight.
Yes.
So I don't know. Do you have a score on that, an update? I'll check that for you.
Yeah, I've been following it right here. Yeah. Mavericks and Knicks you're talking about?
Yeah, we're hoping
Knicks
for
up 6, 50-44, 6:55 to go here in the second.
There we go.
Yep.
Is AD playing tonight?
No AD.
He says he's playing every game now.
Dude, second night of a back-to-back.
I know, but he said.
Second night of a back-to-back, big fella. Kai Jones, Najee Marshall, Kessler Edwards, Spencer Diddy, and Klay Thompson.
All right.
Starting 5 for Dallas.
So Kings should get a little more breathing room there, or at least Dallas ain't gonna
pass them.
They're not gonna move up on them tonight.
Yeah.
And the Kings have the tiebreaker over Dallas, right? They've
what is it? 2-1, 3-0?
Haven't they been hammering
Yeah,
Dallas?
Yeah. You're right. We should be okay. We should be okay. And I'm looking at this Maverick squad. Everybody's afraid of Dallas, and they've been playing over their heads. I don't care if AD is back or not. The rest of you starting my guy Kessler Edwards, Najee Marshall, and Kai Jones out there. I'm not worried about Dallas. I think we're a play-in team, man. We got to finish it out, of course, but the odds are in our favor. I like our path to the play-in.
Yeah, so at least the 10th spot, you're saying? What about Phoenix? How do you feel about the Phoenix Suns?
I'm worried about them.
Yeah.
Because they have one of those dudes, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, too. You're talking 2 of the top 15, 20 players in the league. That scares me.
Yeah.
I think Phoenix is going to be tough.
It also seems like they have found something. They've stumbled upon something starting Dunn, and Gillespie, and Iguodaro.
Yeah.
And with Bradley Beal's not as important, and Booker and Durant playing well together.
Yes. It took them, 65 games or whatever it was. And give them some credit. They understand what's at stake. Think about it. Like, as bad as it is for us, it's been worse for Phoenix in terms of expectations. They got Brad Beal. They got 3 guys making $40 million and more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's talk they're going to make some major moves this offseason. So they're under a lot of pressure. Give them credit for stepping it up here, Ray.
Yeah. If they miss the playoffs, that'd be one of the most disappointing seasons in NBA history.
Right. Not even make the playoffs. Think about that. Even to your point, they might not even be a play-in team. You never know, right? They might wind up the 11th seed. Then you're talking about everybody but Devin Booker is for sale, I would say.
So you want to be optimistic. I know you get tired of all the gloom and doom. So tonight we could, and this is a fact, we may be seeing a first-round playoff preview tonight.
That's true.
Right?
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
Doug Christie is addressing the media. So let's go downstairs to Doug Christie.
Obviously playing great basketball. What stood out to you about how they've clicked this year and where they found success?
Coached well, high level, MVP candidate, 1 through 15, buy into the system. They play the right way. Like, shit, do I need to go on? Yeah, they're really good. I like them so much that you don't like them. You know what I mean? They're just I enjoy. Mark has done a fabulous job. Their organization has done a fabulous job. Like, kudos to the product that they put out, everything that they're about, no doubt.
Doug, when you look at a team like this in a way that they've built through the draft and the way that they've built just their personalities, similar, like Memphis has a similar personality. Do you look at that? Do you have conversations with guys around those organizations about how you would potentially build something like that?
Not necessarily conversations with them, conversations with myself about that, no doubt. I mean, that's very similar stylistically to a lot of different things that I truly appreciate in the game of basketball: the sharing, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the positionless basketball, the ability to guard, the ability to switch, the ability to fall into different types of game plans. Like, there's a lot of different ways that they can play basketball. And I think that's always important as well, not just coming out and being able to play only one way. So to them, definitely look at it.
Hey, Doug, I know that last matchup with the Thunder is probably one you don't want to remember too much of, but if thinking back on that, and you guys were a little bit different at the time, but is there 1 or 2 things that stand out that has to be different in order for you guys to ultimately find the result you want?
No, I think we're a totally different team. That was team 1. I think this is like team 5. Yeah. So different, but I mean, you learn a lot through many trials and tribulations in this league. So I would be remiss to say that I didn't learn anything. I think we all learned something. You're on the road, you're trying to galvanize, you're trying to fix things on the fly, motivate, problem solve. There's a lot of different things that go into it, but they're a really good team.
TC, Mike Bibby officially announced as the Sac State men's basketball coach. I'll ask the question again, just your thoughts on it. And then maybe when knowing him personally, when did it kind of say to you that, like, hey, he can be a head coach at a high level?
Probably when I saw him coaching high school basketball, that he had the passion for it. When we're all in the locker room playing together, you don't think that. But the mind, the passion, the desire to be good, all those different things are attributes that fall into be a good head coach. Whether that's something that you want to torture yourself and do is ultimately going to be up to you. But I know how Mike gets down. I think he will do everything that he can do to be as good as a coach as he can be at whatever level he's at. And I think that's really all that you can ask. Super excited for him. Text him, love him. So we'll be coming through, hopefully, to see some W's at Sac State, no doubt.
And just to follow up on that too, when you look back on your career, including Bobby Jackson, who's doing some assistant coaching right now, has been close to this organization. Did you ever think that the three of you or any other or even Vlade, to be in these type of position well after your playing career?
Well, we were all the brains of the organization, so right. No, it's a lot of fun, to be honest, to watch my brothers at whatever level have success. It doesn't necessarily have to be in basketball, but whatever it is, it's just that we've all dedicated our lives to something. They all have a vibe about this particular place because we were so close to doing something. So, they text me regardless of, Bobby's in Philly, Mike was in Arizona, now he'll be in Sac State. Vlade is, Lord knows where Vlade is. He's all over the place, but he's reaching out. I see Paige on the weekends at Country Day. So, but it's always about basketball. It's about family. It's about the love that we have for this organization. But we are all excited for whatever we do outside of it, truly.
Doug Christie's pregame comments. We have an injury update, Drapes, and it's not an especially encouraging one.
Yeah, the Kings just announced that Malik Monk is out tonight. That's right. Still dealing with that illness. Devin Carter and Doug McDermott are available, but Malik Monk, Malik Monk, is out tonight.
Yeah, and we will be joining you tomorrow from Stockton. Get a chance to come join us. And they have Keonell's bobblehead night tomorrow.
Yes, can't wait to get down there. Get down there early. We're broadcasting 2 to 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then hang around, watch the game, check out the Stockton Kings.
All right, Drapes, we'll see you tomorrow. What are you doing tonight? Oh, you're going to sit in your normal
chillaxing. I'm parlaying. I'm laying low tonight. I'm dressed casual tonight, baby.
Nice. Yeah, stick around. Game night is next. Drive Guys say we'll see you tomorrow. Stick around for game night next on Sacktown Sports.
Purple on for that rotate. On the court, can't